One, two, one, two. Yeah. Everyone. You already know the vibes, B. Council Roundtable signing back in real quick. Episode 73. And we're going to take a quick little detour before we get into the wrestling content. Definitely got to send, condolences to Jason David Frank and his folks and his family, and definitely horrible news that I've heard when I was in Chicago actually, and I woke up to that news. I'm like, wow, you would have never thought out of a million years that you would get some news like that. Now, I don't care what nobody says. Yes, I grew up both for the Power Rangers. Power Rangers, you know what I mean? That was my joint right there. I remember it was one time they were supposed to have like a special episode when they were supposed to have the new Zords or what may have you. But I had to go to church that when the episode came on. So I'm tight. I'm like, man, I don't want to go to church. I want to watch Power Rangers. The fuck? Definitely. You know what I'm saying? Some people just want to act all like, oh, how you sad over this dude died or what may have you. Because that's part of people's childhood. I be tired of these so called wannabe gangsters. Like you want to be gangster, I guess. People want to be mad at you for basically embracing your childhood. But anyways, he was young too, what, 39, 38 years old. And it just sucks, man. And I definitely that threw me for a loop. It really did. I hate talking about stuff like this, but hey, what's going on, all right? I hate talking about stuff like this, but I feel it has to be addressed because something like this, it is a part of my childhood. I grew up off the Power Rangers. And, Tommy was one of those dudes, man. He was the one that was just, he was like the most powerful one. You know what I'm saying? First, it was the Red Ranger. The Red Ranger, he was that dude. And then after that, when the Green Ranger came through first, he portrayed like he was a good guy. And then after that, um, come to figure out he was under Rita Repulsa's spell or what may have you, and she ended up putting him underneath her wing, and they had to fall out. And then after that, that's when he turned into the White Ranger. He went to the good side, what may have you. Or was he still the Green Ranger when he went good? But neither here nor there. He was like the badass of the series. It's amazing how many people we grew up watching died this past. Yeah, yeah, man. Like it's really sad. Coolio, all that. There's people that we grew up off of. But you will have knuckleheads that'll be like, oh, why you care about that person and that person died, this person, that person died. Because, it's all about showing respect. Let me drop that link real quick as a matter of fact. I'm not ashamed to say that, I was a Power Ranger fan. Like, I ain't gonna lie, I did lose, like, the interest, and I got lost in the whole story of the Power Rangers because they had like Ninja Storm and Dino Wars and all the other extra stuff, and I was the one. I would always like the original one. Like we had the Zords, and and you had the Black Ranger. Kimberly. You know, everybody loved Kimberly. Drop that link real quick. Yeah. And, you know, just figured, why not talk about that? It's my damn show. I can talk about whatever I want. Shoot. Talk about whatever I want. Yeah, I'm a nerd. Who cares? Why you care? You?
Like, man, it's sad. This year has just been sad.
Yep. Like I heard that news when I was I woke up to that news. Like when it comes to most news like that, or somebody dying or what may have you, always gotta wake up to it.
Yeah, like I saw it during the middle of the USC UCLA game. That's when that.
And then I didn't even know he was like. I never knew he was like depressed or what may have you. Like he always seemed like a happy-go-lucky, cool, down-to-earth type of guy.
Yeah, like when you see him in wrestling events, like he just seemed like he was happy that he was
very positive.
Yeah.
Like who would have ever known?
Most times you don't.
And that's why I said, you know, I tell people, you know, if you need to talk to somebody, talk to somebody. Don't ever feel ashamed to, you know, talk to somebody about any type of issues that you have going on in your life. You know, why not? We all need that person to talk to and maybe get some clarification, what may have you. Maybe you may feel lost. You have nobody to talk to.
Well, NXT just ended, and
hold on, Black Snows was good.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear us?
We can hear you.
Yeah. What's up, everybody? What's up?
All right.
Nothing much, man. What's good?
Not much. Yeah, I was listening to you before I hit the link about Jason David Frank. I've always been a fan of Power Rangers, but my fandom is different from everybody else's. I've been more so like I haven't watched it in a long time. So if you ask me like, hey, what you think about episode 3 of season 5, I'd be like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. But
yeah, that's what I was saying. That's what I was saying. Like that was like my only thing. Like the original Power Rangers when they went to the whole Dino Wars and Ninja Storm and all that extra stuff. I lost track of all that. I didn't get into all of that extra stuff.
I never cared for the new Power Rangers. I've always been a fan of the original Power Rangers, which was, you know, obviously John David Frank, Jose Canseco, Zach Black, whatever his name is. I forgot his name, but he was dope, man.
You said Jose Canseco. Wait, rewind that. You said Jose Canseco.
Yeah, the Red Ranger.
I imagine you called him Jose Canseco.
You don't call him that? No,
okay, you called him Jose Canseco. What are you talking about?
Okay, I'm about to put you on right now. Watch this. If you ever get a chance, go on YouTube and type in Power Rangers My Way Entertainment. And that's the reason why I call him Jose Canseco.
I'm gonna keep that in mind. I'm gonna try to keep. Matter of fact, I'm gonna write that down. What you said again?
Yeah.
What is it? I'm gonna put that in my notes.
Yeah, just type in Power Rangers My Way Entertainment. So these guys, what they did was they did voiceovers for a lot of the Power Rangers episodes, and they're hilarious. But all they did was take real episodes and just voice them over, and they're hilarious. You gotta watch it. They even did one for X-Men.
Hey yo, it's your boy Gangster. It's your boy Gangster Grizzly, and I'm here for someone to toss my salad. I know exactly what he's talking about.
What the
fuck? Hey, yo.
Yeah, I know exactly what he's talking about. I discovered it years ago. It was like
years ago.
It was called My Way Entertainment. It was this is like the fucking early days of YouTube, and I remember I used to watch their videos in college. And it's like a fucking 20-minute video. The editing is so good. It was so ahead of its time. This shit was so fucking funny. What was that one joke? Oh, I know.
The one with Dennis Frogman.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
oh yeah.
the frog.
I want to show you this. You see this comment right here? Who is this dude?
Who?
You breaking up a little bit. You breaking up.
Oh, I meant to say somebody on my deck. Yeah, but
you breaking
I don't know.
It's
some weirdo who's. Can you hear me now?
A little
bit. Now we can.
Man, you sound good.
Yeah, he's some dude from the banging sector who has no life. He likes to go wherever I go and
write
stupid comments
that's
about
what I'm like, yo. This dude, he try to come towards me like, yo, my dude, I don't even know you. Like, he just try to come out of nowhere and throw shots. It's pretty obvious you watch the content because I don't even know you at all. I know them other dudes. I don't know you at all, my dude. So if you want to be in the round table, my dude, just say you want to be on the round table and stop the bullshit. You know what I mean? You know you a geek too. You a geek. I'm a geek. I don't give a fuck. I'm a nerd. All that shit. Yeah, I love. You know, shit like that, like cartoons and motherfucking. I don't give a fuck. What you want me to say? I'm the ultimate gangster. I love killing and everybody must die and I'm selling all the drugs in the world.
That dude. Every time I go live on my channel, he always comes over there and says, "Hey, this is the dead sector." I'm like, motherfucker, I'm just streaming my video game. You think I give a fuck about 1,000 views? I only care about that on I only care about the 1,000 views on, or 1,000. I only care about 1,000 followers on TikTok because I'm at 714. So I'm almost at 1,000. Thank you. I'm almost at 1,000, but once I get 1,000, I'll be able to go live on TikTok, and then that's all I care about.
I've been using TikTok more. I don't have an account yet, but a friend of mine from high school. Her son has a TikTok, and she was the one that really started making me aware of it. At first, I didn't really get it, but once I figured out how the website works and how short it is, it's actually pretty cool. And what I think I saw you post something the other day as well, Sam, man, is there's all kinds of topics on TikTok, but one of the things I noticed is that there's not that much wrestling stuff yet. There's a few wrestling stuff, but not really like a big one. So you know, if you ever thought about trying to, spread the awareness on TikTok and, if you actually want to collaborate with your music, you could definitely do that, Sam, man. Not sure if that's something you considered.
I've been doing that.
I'd tell you this much.
I've been doing that. Remember, I had shared that shit in the group chat.
The Survivor Series, the one. I saw that one.
Yeah, I always do that on TikTok. Like I'll be killing them on TikTok with my crossovers. Like when it comes to like wrestling picks and my music. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, to piggyback,
as a matter of fact, shouts go out to my guy, fucking Tommy. He's the one. My boy Tommy Guns. He's the one that put me on to that shit at first. He was the one that was like, "Yeah, Sandman, what you need to do, you need to put your music on TikTok." And you'll get, a lot of traffic coming through there. And that's what I started doing. And that shit definitely brought a lot of traffic towards my material. So shouts go out to Tommy.
Well, to piggyback off of what
Toph was saying, like less than a minute.
It could be 3 minutes. But like to piggyback what Toph was saying, like a lot of people who make music, they go to TikTok because TikTok has this thing where like you put in good music that is new, and people are gonna jump all over it, and they'll make you famous through TikTok just off of music. So like if you put more of your songs on there, and people are like scrolling through TikTok and find your music, like I've seen people who can't rap at all, who have no skills, become an overnight sensation just off of a fucking ad lib or a song that they did that was mediocre.
It can be a song that's like a decade old. And they was happening to catch some fucking traction on TikTok.
Yep. Lots of people are getting famous off of TikTok through their music. And TikTok used to be like a dancing platform and make maybe like some videos, but now it's like a music platform damn near.
Well, at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? We do what we do over here. You know what I'm saying?
Everything.
If motherfuckers don't like it, they can leave. Like we talk about the old fashioned wrestling. Right now, we touching on We're talking about the Green and White Ranger, my boy JDF. That's what we talk about over here. You know what I'm saying? Don't come over here with that fuck shit. You know what I'm saying? We're comfortable in our own fucking skin. We comfortable in our own skin. Motherfuckers want to talk shit but don't want to show their face. Fuck out of here.
Yeah, you just reminded me. I love how in the My Way Entertainment they kept making the Blue Ranger gay.
So shouts go to my dude Tommy was good.
That was a joke.
Yeah, because in real life he had that thing on him, but the thing was like that. I love how every time he would say something, it was so fucking paused. I was like, bro, why? Like the one time when there was an episode of Power Rangers where the I think it was what's his name, the Alpha, whatever the fuck his name is, Alfred, whatever the fuck. He was like sitting there playing
the robot, right? That little robot.
Yeah,
Alpha 5.
Yeah,
yeah.
He was playing soccer with the.
That's where Nelly got it
with
from.
The kid. Yeah, he was playing soccer with the kid, and then the Blue Ranger walked over, and he like did some cool trick, and he was like, "How'd you know how to do that?" He was like, "I bet you know how to do that, huh? I played for the Detroit Penis Dickers." I was like, "What the fuck?"
Whoa!
My favorite one was the Gangsta Grizzly one where they became big monsters. Oh yeah, Rita was like, "Make my niggas grow."
Yeah.
and then he was like, every time we see you, you know what it is, bitch. Toss my salad. He just started singing. Yeah, you gotta see it, Sam. Man. It's fucking hilarious, bro.
Yeah, I wrote it down.
Dennis Frogman.
I wrote it down, so I'm gonna check it out when I get the chance.
The Dennis Frogman was my favorite one, probably because like the Dennis Frogman episode. There's a I guess like this villain kept on eating all the Power Rangers, but they looked like Starburst. Every time he would turn them into candy, so he ate the black one. He ate the Black Ranger, and he goes, "Oh, eating your black ass gonna make my dick long."
What is this shit?
It's so funny. Man. You gotta watch it.
Yeah,
you gotta watch it. It's hilarious, man. That shit had me dying.
It was ahead of its time. It was doing it was like Adult Swim Robot Chicken type shit.
Right.
Like it was like Dragon Ball Z Abridged, but it was like before Dragon Ball Z Abridged was even a thing. This was like.
But I'm surprised Sandman doesn't know about them because like they're huge on wrestling.
I know you remember this website because it used to be. I mean, this website was the shit back in the day. I think it still exists. It was called Newgrounds. People used to put up like their fan animations and shit. That's where I used to watch it. This was like before YouTube, man. Just good days, simpler times.
And they're huge wrestling fans too. Like they have a video where they show Terry Funk going to the top of the ladder, or he's going to the top rope, and he does this horrible backflip. And they got the guy. Go ahead. And the guy doing the voiceover, they just keep replaying the horrible backflip. But every time he does the backflip, he says something before he goes down. So there's a seat so right when Terry Funk gets to the top of the ladder and he's about to like leap off of the backflip, like the guy would do a voiceover and say something like, "I'm going down," and he just goes down and does a backflip. And he was like, "This is for Patches O'Houlihan." I love that, man. My Way Entertainment, look them up. They have some funny ass Power Ranger episodes.
Hey, you said the name. What's that name again?
Type in like My Way Entertainment. It's like My Way.
No, I just want to make sure I wrote it down right in my notes. I got you.
Oh, you're gonna have a black, especially if you look up Juggernaut. So remember that movie X-Men? I think it was The Last Stand.
Bro,
you remember?
You're like a psychic today. I was listening to the last. I know the movie wasn't that good, but I was listening to the soundtrack earlier today, and I was at work, and I was like, "Damn! Like this movie had a really good soundtrack." You know, I guess it ended up in being bad. Yeah, Last Stand.
But, so in that movie, if you remember, the Juggernaut in that movie said, "I'm the Juggernaut, bitch," and then he went after whoever that mutant was. That came from My Way Entertainment, believe it or not.
Oh,
so
for real?
I think,
I believe you.
They put that in the movie because around that time, that's when My Way Entertainment was hot.
I miss. I don't want to be too pressing, man. I missed the mid 2000s so much. The internet was just. It was such a simpler place, and you had to be like really creative. I missed the humor. I missed the comedy.
Mhm.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Like the internet today, like for instance, like what we're doing right now. You know, like using a StreamYard. Like this wouldn't have been possible like 20 years ago or 15 years ago and stuff.
Hell
But
no.
there's just certain parts of like the mid 2000s. I missed the simplicity of it.
Like when it comes
miss
to it wasn't really like streaming services like that. It wasn't no streaming services at all.
Right.
Yeah.
I was one time I was on YouTube about 2 weeks ago, and you know sometimes you just get lost like in the rabbit hole where you get
Hell
recommended
yeah.
videos. Yeah. I was watching nothing but like just promo packages from like 2002, 2003, and then the one that got me was when Stone Cold Steve Austin came back to face Eric Bischoff at No Way Out. And it was playing like the fucking song Everescent from like the fucking Daredevil movie. And I was like, yo, I completely forgot how WWE's music used to be so lit. They used to have like actually good music.
Yeah.
And I was like, holy shit. Yeah. And it was like, damn, like what happened? Because like they don't have lit music at all anymore. It's just like it's not bad. It's just generic.
You can just blame music in general. That's kind of music's fault too.
Like how Raw is. Like fucking I remember when
SoundCloud
used to have the most lit music. What you said, Black Soul? What?
I said SoundCloud killed everything.
Oh yeah.
That too. But hey, chill though. Like, you know what I mean? SoundCloud does send me some bread here.
I do. Yeah, I do fuck with SoundCloud though, because SoundCloud's the one place I go to for music where I can't find anywhere else.
For me, where I noticed it, well, I think the first time I noticed maybe just music in WWE or just music in general was getting lame was at WrestleMania 28 when they did Rock and Cena. If anybody remembers, they had like the mini concert before Rock and Cena came out, and the Flow Rider guy was doing the performance for The Rock. Like if you haven't seen that performance in a while, like YouTube,
I saw it.
And I was like, when Flow Rider was singing the Rock's Ring, I was like, wait, like this is like some high school prom shit. This isn't hype. What is this?
Yo, I even forgot he even did that. I forgot so much. I didn't even know he did that.
It's a spectacle. So what happened was first Justin Rob was in the ring, and he introduced Machine Gun Kelly. And then Machine Gun Kelly did his performance. And then Machine Gun Kelly sung Cena to the Ring. Then Justin Roberts introduced Flo Rida.
I'm sorry. That's why The Rock won, because Machine Gun Kelly was rapping Cena's song.
Right. But it was Machine Gun Kelly
in New York, right?
Flo Rida, Rock, and like the whole thing, like the entrances alone was like 25 minutes. And then when you add in the match itself was like 30 minutes. Like the whole thing was like a fucking mini concert. And it came off more like a high school prom than like let's get hot, like let's get hype or whatever. And it was just like, this shit is lame. Like it's not as cool as I remember it being.
So that the Mania,
fucking Salt and Pepper, rapping what a man to LT coming to the ring was way better than that shit.
Yo, shout out to Salt and Pepper, by the way. They got the Hollywood Walk of Fame thing.
No, fuck them bitches, because they try to sit there and say Spinderella wasn't part of the group. They don't get no love.
No, because she was there for it. She was there for it too. She was there for it.
She was. Well, that's what. Fuck them for even saying that in the first place.
Oh, the second Spinderella was there. The original Spinderella wasn't there because the Spinderella that we saw in for the years that they got, that they got famous, she wasn't the original Spinderella.
You serious? I thought it was a same Spinderella alone.
No, there was another one. There was the original one. But I think even the second one sued him at one time because there was a TV movie on him.
What?
Yeah, what the fuck was that?
All I know is this, man. When I saw Brett with Salt and Pepper, I knew then I was like, yeah, he's invited to the cookout. He's one of us.
Yeah, they was playing with his nipples. They was playing with Brett's nipples and all that
shit. That's like reason number 1,283. Brett's better than Sean, but that's another story.
Oh, stop it.
Oh man,
Goldberg kicked him right in his head.
But you already see, I put, Sandman the General, because War Games is upon us. War Games.
Yes. I like War Games. So we're not getting a traditional 5-on-5, I guess. I guess not.
Yeah, there's 5-on-5.
I think he's just taking I think Triple H is just taking a break from that. We'll probably get it next year. He wants to try to rehab Survivor Series, and he wants to make War Games the focus. Oh yeah, I do guys. Too. Oh, it's no problem. I like the elimination.
App. I had something on there, but I turned it off. But anyway, War Games coming up. No, they're doing 5-on-5 because they got 5-on-5 women and they got 5-on-5 men.
You know what? I got an idea. Why don't they do
Black Star? Just hit the link when you're ready to come back. That's cool.
I got an idea.
Enjoy your dinner.
If they really wanted a good traditional 5-on-5, what they could do, since they're all doing War Games with the main, wrestlers, what they should do is whoever's like a mid-carder or hasn't been on TV for a while, how about this? Put them on a 5v5, get 2 captains, have them pick out their 5, and then the winner, the team that wins that 5v5 gets to be in a fatal 5-way match for the number 1 contender for whatever fucking belt. Something like that.
Question. Do these War Games gotta have a roof?
Yeah, I think so.
So it's gonna be actual War Games with a roof.
It should be. It was an original Dusty Rhodes NWA concept. Let's remind everybody.
Okay, because I know when they did War Games in NXT, for
they didn't have a roof.
Yeah, that was a Vince thing. Vince was like, "You can do the match," but
I ain't gonna lie. The one time I didn't mind it not having the roof was from that one Ricochet spot when he did that moonsault cannonball
Tommaso Ciampa
over the top of the roof. That was amazing.
I think we'll talk about
I don't care if it has a roof or not. I just know a lot of old school fans are really particular about, because the whole, about the whole, because like you can't escape, hence War Games, and so some people are like, without a roof, you could escape if you wanted. Like it didn't bother me that much, but
I mean, like, I think having like you can climb over the fence and escape would be pointless for a War Games match. I think like a War Game should be decided on submission or pinfall inside the ring.
Submission or surrender. That's how it originally was way back in '87.
I thought the cage match that Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy had at Full Gear was great. But I ain't gonna lie to you. Like, I'm old school when it comes to cage matches. To me, cage is escape the cage. But a lot of not just AEW, but wrestling now is like pinfall submission.
I'm not gonna lie. I never really been a big fan of cage matches. Cage matches was like my least favorite thing. I ain't gonna lie. I never really been a big cage match type of dude.
I think that's only because
cage matches,
you saw Hell in Cell.
The problem with cage matches is like they're not booked. Cage matches used to be like the end of blood feuds and shit. And in wrestling, modern day wrestling, cage matches are just like another match, really. They're not special. Like I'll give AEW credit. What they did with Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus, that was an actual like old fashioned
blood feud,
like cage match, and Jungle Boy won, But that's the first cage match I've seen in a good minute from any company that actually felt like a real cage match. And you don't really see that in wrestling anymore. And in WWE's case, like Snuggle said, you have like Hell in a Cell and you have all these gimmick pay-per-views. So it's like they don't really feel special anymore. I don't know if Triple H is going to get rid of Hell in a Cell, the pay-per-view. I hope he does. Because he's getting rid of TLC and Money in the Bank, I hear. The pay-per-view, not the concept. But
and he should bring back Armageddon to replace CLC.
Well, I felt like with a cage match with WWE, the thing is like you've seen Hell in a Cell, so that's why the cage match doesn't feel so special. But I feel like with War Games, you got 2 cages. Nobody should be escaping in War Games because then it would just make it seem like it's a glorified cage match rather than just War Games itself. So they should just like let it be just pinfall submission in War Games. And if you're in a regular cage match, let that be like you can escape or you can do pin or submission.
I got an idea to piggyback off what you said. I don't know if you remember. This is a while back. What was this? This was either 2003 or 2004. I think it was 2003. I want to say it was Team Orton versus Team Triple H at Survivor Series, and the stip was if Orton's team won, then following Survivor Series, each member of the team would be like GM of Raw for like a week. Like 1 week Orton was GM, 1 week Benoit was GM.
Yeah, I remember that.
Right,
yeah.
And it was like each one of them were booking themselves in matches to take Triple H's title.
Yeah.
Makes sense. So what you could do for the Bloodline, I don't really care about the women's match, but for the Bloodline, what you could do is you could, to kill time to WrestleMania, because it's clear Roman will, he'll be champion to Mania. You could have it where if the other team wins, Roman has to defend his title against all 5 of the people in the opposing team at different points, not at the same time. You know what I mean?
No, I know what you mean, and I will be for that. Have this dude really go through the gauntlet like every single week.
It'd be a great way to kill time before Mania, because he's got to have a few more defenses, and there's really nobody else. So,
and then that'll have this dude Roman Reigns show more moves in his arsenal.
Yeah,
that's what they should have did.
Hey, look, speaking of the women's match on Raw, when Bianca cut the promo and wouldn't announce who her 5th member was, and she got booed, that was really weird. Now, there's 2 choices I saw in the video. 2 choices that people are saying might be. It could be Becky Lynch or Beth Phoenix, because Beth Phoenix has got called to come back to get back at Rhea Ripley. But the one choice I'm thinking of, maybe this would be the right time to no, not Charlotte, Sasha Banks, but that's probably way out of left field, because personally, despite the Sasha changing her name back to WWE, Sasha Banks, I don't think she's coming back, because like she switched it back and then she switched it again. Because see,
we talking about that the last episode. This past Friday.
Coming back, she doesn't really have anything to do with the story. There's no relation.
I think she wants to come back. The problem is, and I've been having this problem lately with a lot of wrestling fans. Not saying you guys, but like I go on social media. Everybody's been saying it every single day wherever I go whenever it's a wrestling content video, which is
tell me how you been, my dude. Tell me,
they'd be like, is Sasha Banks returning this week? Is Sasha Banks returning tonight? I heard a rumor that Sasha Banks is returning tomorrow. Like, shut the fuck up with these Sasha Banks rumors. Like, y'all do these wrestling communities be doing way too much looking on the internet for fucking spoilers and rumors. It's like, whatever happened to tuning in and shutting the fuck up and letting shit just like play out? That's what made return.
I don't think Sasha wants to come back really deep down. I think she's got too many opportunities in Hollywood, so I think she's done with WWE in the long run.
And that's why Cody Rhodes. That's why Cody Rhodes' return sucked. It wasn't as great as it should have been. That's why when you look at Jeff and Matt Hardy when they came back at Mania, what made that special was that Vince found a way to get them from wherever they were at to the stadium without being seen. So nobody knew that they were going to be there. That's what made their return pop even louder than everybody else.
I agree.
Yeah, so Sasha Banks, even if she came back,
that was a genuine surprise.
Yeah, it was. So it's like if Sasha Banks came back, it's expected. So it probably wouldn't be as good a pop because everybody knows she's out there.
To me, Sasha, she's in the same category now, and of course she's a big star. So I'm not saying she's on the level, but to me, Sasha, she's in the same category as people like Batista, Jericho, Austin, Rock. And what I mean is, she's at a point now where WWE needs her more than she needs them. So she can do her own thing. She can be a rapper.
I don't think really WWE needs her. I mean,
she can do like the Mandalorian. Do like she has other outlets now. So it's like how it always is WWE as a company. They want the wrestlers to need them more than they need the wrestlers.
But she has Hollywood. But the problem with her is that she has that problem, like how many people look at The Rock. Like they see The Rock do a movie and go, "That's The Rock. That's not him playing somebody else." I can't look at Sasha Banks and act like she's playing somebody else. I'm like, that's Sasha fucking Banks.
Well, Sasha Banks probably can't act anyway. I mean,
here's the thing. Here's the thing. Like, we look at The Rock the same way. We can never just call him Dwayne Johnson. It don't matter what The Rock does. Even to this day, we're still gonna call him The Rock.
Of course,
but he can actually act though. Sasha, you don't know.
What's crazy about The Rock? And like when you're a wrestling fan, like Sandman just said, like we're wrestling fans. So to us, The Rock will always be The Rock. But what's crazy is, and this is just one of those things where it's like it's hard to pop that bubble when you're a wrestling fan, is that there are people out there who don't follow wrestling and they really see him as Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Dwayne Johnson, right?
They don't know The Rock. There is this girl that I was dating about a decade ago. She was super into like action movies. She was into like like Transformer and like the Fast and Furious movies and stuff like that. And we went to a movie and we saw Fast Five together, and she liked The Rock's character Hobbs, and like in the early 2010s, mid 2010s, Rock was putting out a lot of movies. He was doing G.I. Joe.
Hell yeah,
the Fast movies. He was doing
still to this day. This dude work schedule is ridiculous.
Right.
Oh, yeah, and Black Adam is hitting hard.
Right. Yeah, Black Adam. Me and my lady went to go see that. Black Adam was real fun to watch.
Oh, did you stay through the credit scene?
But the crazy part was this chick I was talking to and her family, they had no clue that The Rock was a wrestler. So because I was having a big party for WrestleMania 28, and when she came over, she saw, because like you have like the desktop on your laptop, whatever. I had like the WrestleMania 28 poster at the time, or cover, as my desktop on my laptop, and she saw The Rock, and she was like, "Wait a minute, isn't that the Fast and the Furious guy?" And I was like,
"Wow."
She didn't know. Now remember, she was not a wrestling fan. She doesn't watch wrestling.
Yeah.
So to her, she doesn't know The Rock as The Rock. She knows him as the actor. And what's crazy to me is that
it just makes it seem so crazy. Like what the what? The
right. But that's
guy.
The crazy part is that there's a new generation of fans out there, of movie watchers who don't watch wrestling, who don't watch WWE, and they see him simply as an actor. And he's done so many movies, he actually has a catalog to just be known as an actor to a newer generation of people. And it's in that level, I do say that The Rock, and this may be a hot take, and that in that way, I do think that The Rock has surpassed Hulk Hogan, because Hulk Hogan will always be the biggest name.
Oh hell yeah, The Rock's he's left Hogan in the dust because Hogan could never act. I mean, look, Roddy Piper was a better actor than Hogan was. They Live was awesome.
Right.
Here's the thing, I want to say like out there, because people will still think of Hogan when they think of wrestling. That's one thing that will never go away. That's literally the first thing. That's the first person you think of when it comes to wrestling. You're gonna think of Hulk Hogan or Randy Savage, give or take. The first thing you think of wrestling, people's not gonna think of The Rock.
Right.
Yeah, The Rock is definitely incredibly famous, yes. But when it comes to, that's what I think. I don't think he surpassed. I guess you could say with the movies, definitely. Yeah. The Rock definitely surpassed Hogan when it comes to movies.
I think he surpassed him even beyond the movies,
I think he surpassed Hogan, because Hogan, even people who didn't watch wrestling during that time, they knew Hulk Hogan was a wrestler. Like, oh, the wrestler guy, because that's just how big Hulkamania and just the primetime wrestling was.
And then again, his Hulk Hogan's movie sucked after No
Holds Barred. Right. But The Rock.
Hey, you guys remember Suburban Commando? I saw that shit.
It was like a guilty pleasure.
It was guilty, all right, but it damn sure wasn't a pleasure to watch because I was bored. I was bored with that shit. And then you remember Mr. Nanny? Remember that shit? He was wearing pigtails.
Okay, now that was bad.
That was really bad.
Yeah, but No Holds Barred was good.
Yeah, I like No Holds Barred. I don't care what nobody said. They were like, "Oh my god, it's the most worst." But
it was all right when I was a kid, but now look at it. It sucks now.
Was just,
I can't get into No Holds Barred no more.
It's a PG movie too. Like, it's a PG movie.
But think about it. Like look really close at No Holds Barred. All it is Hulk Hogan. Instead of red and yellow, he's wearing blue and white, and he's calling himself Rip. It's the same shit.
I'm not gonna shit.
When I first saw it, I called it WWE the movie. WWF the movie.
I'm not going to shit on any movie with Debo. That's just sacrilege. Okay, there will be no Debo slander here.
No,
I ain't shit on him. Not. I mean, he did his thing, and then of course, like I said, he surpassed. Like I said, Friday and the Friday movie, and he was in Posse, with Mario and Peoples, which was good.
Yeah, he was.
And God rest his soul. He's gone. He's gone too soon. God rest his soul. So
did you guys know how what's his name? What was the dude from White Girls?
Marlon Wayans.
No, the big buff black dude.
Terry Crews.
Yeah, Terry Crews. Yeah, I found that recently that he was just a background. Like when they were filming a Training Day.
You know, he was in the background.
He was one of the
that was his first big break. When they were filming Training Day, that scene where they were interrogating Snoop Dogg's character. Terry Crews just happened to be in the area, and Snoop Dogg saw him. And Snoop Dogg thought that like he was like legitimately. He saw Terry, and Snoop thought that Terry was like a fucking bounty hunter or some shit. But like, no, he was just a regular dude. So then Terry was like, no,
he wasn't really a regular dude. The guy played for the Los Angeles Rams. You know,
right.
He was somewhat known, but not known until Training Day.
But so Snoop, he contacted he I guess when they were like still filming the movie. He told Denzel, he was like, yo, we got to get this guy in the movie. And so, but Terry didn't have any acting ability. And so Denzel was like, don't worry, I got you. There's going to be a scene at the very end where I'm just going to go off. And he was like, all you got to do is just stand there and just look threatening. And so that King Kong ran at the end where Denzel's going off and you can see Terry in the background. It was like, that was his big break. And I was like, wow. And it kind of reminds me
because you also saw him. You know, he was like flipping pigeons when Denzel was driving in the neighborhood during the day. Yeah, that was him. Yeah. Oh yeah, Terry Crews. Yeah, he got muscles too. Yeah.
Cool. But also, you also got to remember, he also was in WCW.
What did he do there?
Oh,
he was like
know?
Yeah, okay. he did wrestling, and he also played for the Los Angeles Rams. He played football.
Okay, hold on. Let me schools y'all. Okay.
I know about his WCW days.
Gladiators, right?
Yeah, he was an American Gladiators too. Yep.
No. Hold on. He wasn't an American Gladiators. He was in some other shit. He was in some other shit called Battle Dome, right?
That's what it was. Yeah.
Yeah, and his name was T Money, and you know, Battle Dome was basically like American Gladiators on steroids. These motherfuckers was wild. Like they had all different types of events that you could really get hurt. But fast forward. They just ended up getting into beef with WCW. Like, you know how American Gladiators, they have the gladiators that go against the contestants. Battle Dome basically had like that same type of formula. Like they had it was T Money and this dude named Bubba King and Odell, and they was like the dudes that was going against the contestants. So the gladiators from Battle Dome ended up getting into beef with the WCW wrestlers. The WCW wrestlers was Rick Steiner, DDP, the Cat. Y'all don't remember this shit?
No,
I do.
Yeah, they was they was invaded and all that shit.
I remember DDP being on there.
WCW.
I remember DDP and Rick Steiner being on there.
Yeah,
I'm guessing this must have been.
That was the first time T Money or Terry Crews. He was on TV
towards the end of WCW because
it was.
Okay, that's probably why.
I wasn't watching that show's on UPN.
Speaking of Battle Dome, I want to see The Rock bring that Titan show back.
That's not gonna happen.
I remember that.
I did want to watch that. I did, but I never watched
because Ivy Nile, she was from the Titan show. She's in NXT right now.
Yeah,
but she was awesome. She's awesome.
Isn't that XFL thing supposed to relaunch again next year?
Yeah.
That's the reason why he's not bringing it back.
The Rock is doing a lot of things right now. He bought it for Vince because Vince didn't want to give it up, but because of the whole pandemic, The Rock kind of bailed him out with that. So. I think Vince might come.
The Rock, he about to be an executive in WWE too. Watch.
Rock is weird, bro. Like I ain't trying to shit talk anybody. I think I mentioned this in chat the other day on that show, Young Rock, as well as the XFL. Like the
no spoilers because I ain't watching yet.
I'm not.
I ain't watching. I'm waiting for the third season to be over. Then I'm gonna watch it.
On the Young Rock and XFL. He's co-creators with his ex-wife, and they're like business like partners, which to me just seems like a conflict of interest. But whatever.
Yeah, it's not a conflict of interest. Nick Khan's sister does the show. Nick Khan does. She's the producer of Young Rock.
Okay. Hey, look, Sandman Tove. Look, The Rock and his ex-wife. she is his business manager, and and that's a good relationship because, like I said, she's making him billions. Because look at this, her name came up in the credits of Black Adam as production. Because look at this, they said The Rock.
Really? I didn't notice that.
I saw the credits. I
believe
saw the credits because look at this. They said The Rock fronted a lot of the money for Black Adam. It was almost self-funded in a sense.
I don't know, man.
He does that. He does the same thing. He does that because he has $7 productions. It's part of it.
It just seems like a conflict of interest to me. That's all I'm saying. But I mean,
it's not a conflict of interest because it's a good conflict of interest because it's good business for The Rock because his ex-wife and him and his ex-wife are good friends, and she's making him a lot of money. She's helped put him over the top.
Yeah, but you're spending more time with your ex than your actual wife. You don't think that's weird?
But because the way she's probably looking at it is that as long as she keeps The Rock in good standards, she's getting paid too. So it don't matter what their relationship is.
So see,
it's all in all though, like money. Yeah, y'all getting a lot of paper, but she should still feel somewhat uncomfortable. Like I want to spend time with my husband. Why is he always? You know what I mean? Like we get paper, but damn, you always with with your ex-wife.
Maybe so, but I don't think they're sleeping together. I mean, but then again, I kind of see Toast's point of view at the same time too. I see his wife. She is fine. She's nice looking.
Well, your wife. That's like your wife or your girlfriend or whatever got a business deal with her ex.
Yeah, I would agree with you.
Always, I mean, it's like it's one thing to have the business deal, but it's another thing. They always around each other all the time. You barely.
I would agree with you. I would agree with you, but the problem is it's not like, and I'm not trying to say we're broke or we're poor, but like these are people with millions and millions and maybe even billions of dollars. So like these little squabbles that they have, they may not like each other to that extent. That's why they broke up. But like when we're talking about millions of dollars, nobody's trying to fumble the bag.
Yeah, but at the same token, it's like if you miss somebody, you miss somebody. No amount of money is gonna make you forget anybody that you truly love.
I mean, look at
and that's a fact.
Look at Eddie Griffin. He's got like 4 or 6 different baby mamas, and they all somehow get together because he's got to share custody somehow.
I still take Eddie over fucking Nick Cannon.
I want to see him. I want to see him perform live out here. Next time he perform live out here, I want to see that.
I think Eddie is stuck in Vegas, right? Doesn't he have a Vegas residency? So he's been performing in the Vegas thing like Elvis the whole time.
Oh, like
with George Lopez.
I would take Eddie over Nick Cannon's fuckboy ass because that dude is crazy.
I don't know because last time I checked, Eddie was going broke, and one of his sons was trying to be a boxer, and I felt bad because they were looking at him like he was going to get his ass kicked. I was like, I feel bad for him.
Yeah, because he looked out of shape. Like, yo, my dude, you can't be eating egg sandwiches all damn day and say you training.
I know you talked about it
is all his kids. Eddie's funding all that stuff. That's the crazy thing about that. Eddie's funding all of his kids' adventures.
Yeah, he always been.
Are y'all talking about Eddie Kingston?
No, Griffin.
Eddie Griffin.
I'm about to say. Okay, I'm about to say. You're talking about Eddie Kingston. Wow. I was like, wait, is this Eddie Kingston you're talking about here? Okay. We're talking about a comedian. Okay, yeah, undercover brother. Yeah.
Speaking of Eddie Kingston, what are y'all trying to do with Eddie Kingston? Like, is Eddie Kingston trying to tease a heel turn? You see, like, he basically sometimes here and there, he trying to tease like him spazzing out a little bit.
I haven't seen him on TV for a couple of weeks.
Trying to calm him down.
Yeah, well, he disappeared from TV for some reason. I haven't seen him around. Oh, okay. I guess I missed him. I didn't see him. Okay, I got you.
I don't know. I feel like the Eddie Kingston hype train kind of took off already. It had its moments, with him and CM Punk, and then with him and Jon Moxley, and with and him and Jericho. But now it's like, what now? Like you haven't won.
Because he lost both of those matches. And going back to what I said from before, he should have beat CM Punk. Now what? Like he lost that match to CM Punk.
He wasn't going to beat CM Punk because CM Punk's a big star.
You couldn't have Punk lose that early in his run. That was like his second match. Third match. You couldn't have a big guy like that lose that early.
Because it's CM Punk, right? He's a star. He's a star. You knew Eddie Kingston was going to lose that match. I mean, that's CM Punk.
That would be like Hulk Hogan That'd be like Hulk Hogan coming to WCW in '94 and then losing in his second pay-per-view match. It's just not gonna happen, bro.
It depends.
That's not smart business.
Wait, hold on. You gonna compare Hogan to Punk now? That's what we doing.
Yes,
now?
because Punk was the biggest star in AEW. This dude had been gone from wrestling for 7 years. You don't bring him back for 7 years.
Okay. You got yeah. Okay.
Don't has a point a little bit.
Speaking of CM Punk,
the only thing I disagreed with is that I don't think it should have been a one-off. They should have had more matches, but it was a one-off. They should have had another match.
That's what happens when you fantasy book, when you just go off the names and off the story.
Yeah.
Right.
No build up. Yeah. Oh, speaking of CM Punk, what did y'all think of the CM Punk chants at Full Gear? Oh, that was cold.
Yeah,
that was great.
Hey, look, it's not like he didn't have it coming, but you know.
What they chant?
Speaking of CM Punk, CM Punk,
they chanted CM Punk at Full Gear. Go ahead.
I see they took him off the cover of the video game, but I think he's actually still in the video game.
Yeah, I kind of wonder.
He was going to be on the. Wait a minute. He was going to be on the cover of AEW's first video game.
Yeah, it was going to be him on the front. Why not? That's Mark. That's
because
like what Tony
you got
said.
people like
he was the biggest star in the company.
You got people like Jericho there, who's been there since day one. You got people like
bro. It's always been this way with wrestling games. The most popular, most well-known persons on the front.
Right, I know it's marketing, but still, like even WWE has the decency to pass it around to other people. Like Rey Mysterio had no business being on the newest cover, but guess what? They still gave it to him. They were like,
I disagree. I disagree with you because Rey Mysterio is a name that more people know than fucking Roman Reigns or whoever. He's been in wrestling for like 30 years.
That's true. Now, as far as AEW goes, I think instead of CM Punk being on the cover, they should put Kenny Omega on the cover since he's a homegrown talent.
He's on the cover now. Now he's on the cover.
I know. Yeah, only because CM Punk is negotiating a contract buyout.
If it was up to me, the cover would be 6 people. It would be the Elite front and center, Chris Jericho, Jade Cargill, Britt Baker, and like maybe MJF. Maybe that's probably
MJF. He's on the cover now.
Especially MJF. Yeah, he's a new champion.
I would have the Elite. I would have the Elite because AEW wouldn't be there without them. I'll have Jericho.
Now, if Cody Rhodes was still there, I would have put him on the cover more than anybody.
Yeah,
definitely. Oh yeah, if he was still there, yeah, oh yeah.
I would have the Elite front and center because AEW wouldn't be a thing without them. I would have Jericho on the cover because he's like one of their biggest stars and he was a big name when he first came in. I will have Britt Baker because she's like their homegrown lady.
She's on the cover. I think she's on the cover too.
I would have Jay Cargill because you always got to have representation and diversity. And then I would have like MJF because MJF is like the future, star. That's. I think all covers would be all bases will be covered with those people on the cover.
Yeah, but on one cover though.
I mean, there's wrestling games that have several covers. I remember like it's one of those things, bro. Like it's just one of those things like where wrestling fans like I noticed this like because here's the thing, right? I actually don't play wrestling games as much as a wrestling fan as I am. I don't play wrestling games. A lot of people be like, "How come you don't?" I don't play wrestling games because I watch so much wrestling in my personal life. It's like, why play a game, right? But what I've noticed,
it's a fantasy book. That's what we do. We do the fantasy book.
What I've noticed is that if you look at the older games. If you look at like the older games from like the 90s and 2000s, there's a lot of covers.
Less graphics, but better.
Different wrestlers on it, and like no one said anything. Like to this day,
Less
I remember
graphics,
WCW
but better.
NWO Revenge had like Hogan, Nash. I think it had Raven,
Piper.
Goldberg. No Mercy had like Rock, Edge, Mankind, Triple H. Like
I never understood
why some people were so focused on that.
People sleep on WrestleMania 2000. That was a good game.
Yeah, that was a good game.
Oh yeah, that was my shit. Who slept on that? Nobody slept on WrestleMania 2000.
No, because every time we mention WWE games, they always say No Mercy or WCW NWO Revenge. We never mentioned WrestleMania 2000 enough.
That was, but no, THQ. That was THQ babies.
People mention No Mercy because No Mercy took what 2000 did and just kind of extended it because it was a better game. But 2000 was still a great game.
And then you had the you know what it is with No Mercy? I think with No Mercy, what was it again? You like when it came to the GM mode, like you had a GM. I think it was the first time you have GM mode in that shit.
I think so. Yeah. We'll see though, man. They're in Chicago tomorrow, so I don't think the crowd will be anti CM Punk.
And that's some bullshit. Like these motherfuckers, I just left Chicago. I'm tight.
AEW's going back to Chicago again.
Yeah, they're in Chicago now. I joked about this.
Yeah, they were just in Chicago last week, wasn't they?
No, they weren't in Chicago last week. No, they were not in Chicago. No. Mm-mm.
I don't know, but I know this much. They have like a Chicago show every other week in AEW.
Well, they'll be taking a break now. We'll definitely see. But I was talking about this with Nick yesterday. If TK had the balls, if TK had the balls, what they should do, that legendary, I'll always be a Brett guy, but that legendary Montreal HBK 2005 Raw promo where he's like, "Who's your daddy, Montreal?" Imagine fucking them playing CM Punk's music and the Elite comes out wearing CM Punk. They should fucking do it. They should. I would do it if they had the balls. They should. They won't do it though. I would do it though. I would totally do it. Just as a fuck you.
Like why you want them to throw shots at CM Punk so bad? You've been calling for that shit like for the minute. Like the last show you wanted them to throw shots at Punk on what's that? Be the Elite.
Yeah. Oh, I want them to throw shots at Punk because Punk was throwing shots at the Elite, and he threw shots when he knew that nobody could say anything. Punk was a bitch for throwing shots at Hangman because in that minute when he was in the ring, when he called Hangman a coward, he knew in that moment Hangman couldn't come out because that wasn't part of the script. What the fuck's Hangman supposed to do? Break the script and come out? It's like if you're in school. It's like if you're in school and you talk shit about somebody and the person you're talking shit is not there. So of course you're going to talk shit about him when you're not there. So to me, in professional wrestling,
how you know he knew he wasn't there?
Because
he didn't have to bring up dude's mom either. He brought up that dude's mom.
Hangman was there. It just wasn't his time to come out yet.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. That's why I say Punk's a bitch. Because it's like you're gonna
call somebody out now Hangman wanted to follow the rules. He didn't follow the rules from before when he randomly he was a catalyst of this whole shit. Let's really be real. He was a catalyst of this whole shit.
Nobody was offended but Punk. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Oh, how everybody was going to be offended? He was talking to Punk. Like, why?
Yeah, but nobody was mad or angry except Punk. What does that tell you, though?
But Hangman was talking to Punk or talking about Punk.
Yes, he
was. Of course, he's the only one that's going to be mad. Why would
nobody in the back was offended, though? Nobody.
Too many nobody in AEW.
Why would everybody else be mad if he's talking just about Punk?
Because if what Hangman said was that bad, you'd be hearing shit about it. Like, for instance, when the Becky and Charlotte shit happened, you know, when they were supposed to.
And then, as a matter of fact, and that's another thing that makes this shit so crazy, because this dude going off script and doing what he did, and nobody felt no problem with that. That even sounds crazy.
He went into business for himself.
Hey,
right. How everybody's not objective to that.
Well, I'll tell you this much. I'll tell you this much. People should have a problem with Hangman going into business for himself, but people should also be mad at Punk for putting it out there the way he did and going about it the way he did, as opposed to going behind closed doors. Because
I
don't think Hangman went into business for himself. I think
I'm not saying that Punk wasn't in the wrong. Hold on, I'm not saying Punk wasn't in the wrong with that media scrum shit. That media scrum shit, yeah, that was some bullshit. Yes, granted, but this dude, Hangman Adam Page, he was a catalyst of this whole shit, and nobody's.
Here's the thing. Here's the truth, bro. When Hangman cut that promo, nobody knew what the fuck he was talking about. Podcasters didn't know. Dirt sheets didn't know. Wrestlers didn't know. I remember I listened to Solo Monster every week. I listened to a bunch of podcasts every week. Even guys like Alvarez and Meltzer, who sniff AEW's jockstrap, even they had no clue what the fuck Hangman was talking about. No one knew what the context of that promo meant. It made no sense. I remember going on Twitter, seeing certain fans trying to say like, oh, this is some type of 4D chess, slow burn, heel turn for Punk or something like that. It made no sense. It was dumb. It was out of character for Hangman to say. It was a situation where Hangman had been presented as a baby.
Tell y'all the truth.
He feuded with Bryan Danielson. He feuded with Lance Archer. He feuded with Adam Cole. Hangman was always a babyface. But all of a sudden, when he's feuding with Punk, he just acted angry. Like his interactions with Punk, he was just angry for no reason. It made no fucking sense. It was a situation where he was facing Punk. I guess TK figured, well, they're going to cheer Punk over Hangman, so we'll just have Hangman act heelish, which I guess is okay. But what I'm trying to say is that the context of the promos, if you go back and watch every face-to-face that Punk and Hangman did, it didn't make any sense. And no one at the time understood what the fuck he was talking about. No one understood it. And then months later, after Punk got hurt, when he jumped off the little ramp thing and he hurt his foot or ankle or whatever, that was when all of a sudden you started hearing rumors about, well, Punk doesn't like Hangman. They got heat. And then Punk came out and he called Hangman a coward. And it was like, where's this shit coming from? And it was like, if it was that bad, why didn't we hear about it in May or April? But we didn't. We only heard about it until like July, August. And it was like, where the fuck's this coming from?
But I knew like almost, not instantly, but I probably knew like a week later exactly what Hangman was talking about. He was talking about Cabana.
Yeah.
And you can tell by the way
that's what, and here's the other thing. So Tony Khan was just like, okay, I don't know why you did that, but all right. Tony Khan just brushed that off. Like, I don't know why you did that, but okay.
As I understand it, AEW does. As I understand it, AEW does bullet point promos, which most wrestlers prefer. Bullet point promos is where you go out, you got 5 minutes, and they're like, okay.
But it wasn't his time to go out at that time, wasn't it? It wasn't.
Hey, here's the thing. I don't think Hangman.
What should have happened? What should have happened?
Hold on, Tove. Let Malik go. Go ahead, Malik.
No, what I was about to say is the Tove's point. I don't think Hangman was angry at Punk. The promo he cut, even though you said nobody couldn't figure out what it was, I had an idea. I had a hunch. He was talking about CM Punk. He was shooting because CM Punk, who's a big star coming in their company and giving all his special treatment. That's why he's angry, and rightfully so. So that's why he cut that promo. So when CM Punk went after him in the media scrum about saying a guy has nothing in the business, so he knew what he was doing. And he also went after Cole Cabana. But see, Hangman Page was in his right to cut that promo because Punk, he's got a big head. I mean, this ain't your house. Hangman, the Elite built AEW along with Cody Rhodes when it first started. So CM Punk is coming in is basically an outsider, a visitor. So you know what I mean? He needs to respect the house. But yeah, he's a big star. And
here's the thing, though. I hear what you're saying, but what about the whole wrestling tradition? Like, when it comes to the vets, they gotta respect the veterans and stuff like that. Especially if the veteran is not even trying to cause any friction or what may have you. From what I heard, I'm gonna let you go right after this, Nugs. From what I heard, this dude Punk just came in there and told them, like, look, y'all should, slow down and be a little easy with y'all wrestling style. You're a little bit too rough, too aggressive, what may have you. Somebody might get hurt eventually, and motherfuckers was definitely getting hurt. They laughed at Punk for even telling them that. And then after that, they just started looking at him like, oh, this old man don't know what he's talking about, and just being disrespectful towards him.
I get what you're saying there.
Hold on, Malik.
Go ahead.
I want to say, like, I think before anything, I think the wrestlers in AEW need to respect management more so, because I feel like whenever I watch an AEW, whenever they do like the media promos after the event, it just seems like I get the feeling that none of the AEW wrestlers really fear management. It's like working or going to school and having that substitute teacher. That's what it feels like whenever I watch. Like Tony Khan,
they don't respect.
Tony Khan doesn't seem like the main teacher. Tony Khan just comes off like the substitute teacher, and they're just walling out until the real teacher comes in.
What it is,
and sometimes that real teacher is a better wrestler.
They have to find a balance because WWE is the opposite. Because WWE is a walking on eggshells environment where, like, if you sneeze, you feel like you're going to get fired. So TK is going the other way, where he's like, "I'm just not much anymore." Wrestlers. 100%. Right. But for many years, that was the environment.
Yeah.
NWA.
You're right.
So you could say that Tony Khan is like a Rex Ryan, and the way how I mean that is like Rex Ryan was a football coach. He was a players coach. He like like players like to goof off. He was okay with that as long as they showed up on game day. So that's what exactly. Vince is more strict. WWE is more strict, whereas Tony Khan is allowing his players to kind of like be themselves.
I hold accountable for the Hangman thing. To Sandman's point, I hold TK accountable because I like to listen to Stone Cold's podcast, and I mentioned before that in professional wrestling, you have scripted promos and you have bullet point promos. Most wrestlers prefer bullet point promos. The Attitude Era was bullet point promos. Bullet point promos is you have like a 5-minute segment, and say for instance, Stone Cold's fighting Triple H at Backlash, and then Vince says, "Okay, Steve, okay, Hunter, you guys got 5 minutes. Talk about your match. Talk about your feud. Talk about Stephanie. No script. Just basically focus on that for 5 minutes.
Right.
So there's
say whatever as long as you get the subject points.
Here's the thing with that: everybody is not built like that, and everybody. I don't think everybody should get micromanaged. Some people just can't talk. Like Bobby Lashley. Why did he do that to Bobby Lashley yesterday? Why did they have to talk? That promo was terrible.
No, he was pretty good. And when he got in the ring and got in Theory's face, I thought that was pretty good.
Lashley's allowed to be himself. When Lashley's allowed to be himself, I'm not saying he's Roddy Piper, but he's good enough. Like his promos in TNA were fine because he was.
Because you know what it is? It was short and sweet. They try to have him have a long, outwinded promo towards this dude Austin Theory. Like
what?
No, like my dude, he was like, "Yo, yes, thank you," and he's stumbling all over his words. And your voice,
that happens sometimes.
You can't have a voice like that and still be intimidating. Only Mike Tyson get away with that.
The issue with Hangman and Punk is that when it came to their promos, they're clearly like they were bullet point promos, but there clearly at no point was a review of we're having a match, but what's the promo content going to be? What are you going to say? Like it was usually the wrestlers will get together or they'll get together with the booker, they'll work it out, and it's very clear that there was no real plan. Like because again, in Hangman's entire run, and I'm not talking about whether you thought he was a good champion or not. When he was the AEW champion, he was presented as a babyface. He never talked heelish. He never got angry like that. But then against Punk, all of a sudden, he just acted like a dick for no reason. And then Punk in the ring, like in the actual ring itself, in the segment, Punk was like, I don't understand why you're saying
he was. He was.
And the commentary team didn't get it either.
Go ahead, Black.
Like, would you compare Punk and Hangman to HBK and Bret Hart? Because it seems similar to that.
Yeah. Yes.
Hell no.
The difference
similar.
is.
I'm not saying that it is.
The difference. Right. The difference is with HBK and Bret. When HBK and Bret were making their subtle jabs, the backstage actually knew what the fuck they were talking about. When HBK said, "Hey, Bret, I heard you've had sunny days," everyone knew exactly what the fuck he was talking about. Because when Bret brought his kids to the show, his kids would always play with Sonny. And there were rumors that Sonny and Bret were a thing. And Bret's family.
Oh wow, Bret! That's true. That dude Bret. That is true.
That's why they got.
How you got your jump on playing with your kids?
Right. That's why Bret got into a fight, and that's why he pulled out Shawn Michaels' hair because Bret's wife at the time would watch Raw every week, and so she knew that the kids would hang out with Sonny. So when HBK said sunny days, Bret's wife.
Check it. Only way Sonny should have been playing with his kids is in her throat.
Whoa.
You said that as I was drinking water. You trying to kill me? What the fuck?
Whoa, dude! I mean, look.
Blackstar's right. That's a good comparison. But like I said, with John,
well, Sonny is stank, you know. But go ahead.
The locker room knew what they were talking about. I don't know if the fans knew because I was a kid then, and I couldn't tell you if the internet knew.
I was too, but I learned quickly as I got older about what kind of person Sonny was and how slutty she was.
The first one I thought that was mad sexy was Scary Sherry. Oh my god!
Oh god, sexy. She had an ugly face, man.
You bugging? What, yo? That,
I agree with that.
Was sexy
Miss
all
Elizabeth
over.
Was better looking than
Trish Stratus.
I wasn't a Miss Elizabeth type.
Trish,
I like Miss Elizabeth, like she was cool, but she wasn't no Scary Sherry. Like, I never understood the hate for Scary Sherry.
Look at the face. That's what I mean.
Nah, you bugging.
This is just me personally. I think the first chick where I looked at her and I was like, damn, she looks good. She actually still looks good. I was a big fan of Victoria. I like Victoria.
Hell yeah.
Victoria?
A little bit overrated.
Really?
Victoria's overrated? Who? What?
Well, Victoria, nice.
You like fucking Charlotte. I'm not
surprised
like about your taste.
Gail Kim is hot. I like Gail Kim more than Victoria.
No, you mean
Michelle. Mine was Mickey James.
You mean Michelle, not Gail Kim. Michelle.
Hardcore country. Yeah. I heard she's hardcore country too, in a sense.
You know she's gonna. I ain't gonna lie. You already know. I'm not gonna be surprised if she ends up being in a female Rumble, a surprise entrant.
Who, Mickey?
That really shows you how much Mickey. To me, she just shows me. Mickey is proof of just like I'm so glad they're gone. Like like so many things have happened this year, but I'm so fucking glad like Vince and Johnny Ace are gone. I always remember that fucking stupid Piggy James shit from like 2010 because they thought
backfired.
They thought that Mickey was fat, and it's crazy to me because I look at wrestling now and I see girls a lot bigger.
They real thick now. Cornbread in the thighs thick.
So that tells me that wasn't a WWE thing. That was a Vince and Johnny Ace thing because Johnny Ace was a fucking chauvinist. But that's another story.
Then again, lots of people loved flat white women, and then they started listening to Baby Got Back, and then they all liked it plump women and big tits.
Hey, look at Jordan Grace.
Wasn't even thick either. They didn't have no fat asses. The song was just catchy.
Hey, look at Jordan Grace, but I wouldn't call her fat. I would call her steroid fat. Maybe.
Jordan Grace. That's not. That ain't like. No, Jordan.
And of
Grace.
Course, there's everyone's current favorite blonde, Alexa Piss, who's really fun.
I know this dude couldn't help it.
I gotta be honest with you, Malik. Alexa's cooled off. I don't really get where she comes from now. She's not even featured that much.
Yo, just say you love her. It's all good, Malik.
I love her now. Yeah, she cooled off. Yeah. Hey, look, I watched the video. This was with Vince Russo on Sports Kita. They're saying Alexa might have checked out because she doesn't look excited no more because they're hoping for during the War Games that she would turn heel. And this is on the heels of Bray Wyatt coming back. You know what I mean? With Bray Wyatt's little crew faction coming up now.
I thought about it. Setting up for something. I thought about that shit too. I thought about it.
Would make sense though, in a sense. It would make sense.
I don't want to spread rumors. I don't want to spread rumors or hearsay. All I'll say about Alexa, I'm sure she's a nice girl, but not recently. But like in the beginning, I heard a lot of stories about her. I heard stories that she was a ring rat. I heard stories.
I believe it. I heard him too. I heard him. Yeah, she slept her way to her success. She slept her way to the top.
Oh God, you talking about?
I've said it many times.
What I find the most suspect about Alexa Bliss is that around the time when she got married,
Malik, wait, hold on, wait. Yo, this dude Malik. Yo,
go ahead.
What happened though? Like.
You know what happened? I mean, let Toad play the gospel. It's true though.
She was a slut. I knew it. I knew she was a slut.
What I found suspect about Alexa Bliss was that, like, right when her TV usage stopped was when she got married. Because she got married earlier this year. She was on her honeymoon, and after she was done for honeymoon, she was ready to come back, and they just wouldn't bring her back. And I remember she was like,
"What's up?"
Yeah, that happens to any girl in wrestling. If you ever notice that anybody who gets with another wrestler,
that's bullshit. Because look what happened to Lana. After Lana got married to Rusev, they pushed us to the fucking moon.
No, I'm talking about the fans. The fans don't have as much interest. Like, look at Becky Lynch. She got married to Seth. People aren't behind her as much anymore because they're like they know they don't have a chance with her.
What are you talking about? Yo,
no, they weren't behind her even before they got married. I mean, that's just me. I wasn't behind her at all.
Okay, if you don't know what I'm talking about,
if you don't know what I'm talking about, are you serious?
If you don't know what I'm talking about, you just go back to when she was a man before she married.
You might messing up. Breaking up.
Her, you know.
No, you might still break down.
Like the first.
You sound like a robot.
First week or so.
If you go back to before she married Seth Rollins, she was hot and she was all over. People wanted her, but then after she got with Seth Rollins, people aren't hot about her as she used to be.
Well, that's too bad. I mean, married or not, ain't no fan who's ever going to get with her. They just dream. They're just dreaming. You know, you're dreaming when she's single. You're dreaming when she's married.
She's not even sexy though. Becky Lynch is not sexy.
For me, what it is with Becky is kind of similar to for me personally. This is just me because I'm not even that big of a Becky fan, but as someone who's kind of neutral because I'm not like super into her, but like I don't hate her either. Becky kind of reminds me of CM Punk a little bit. When CM Punk first cut that pipe bomb, right? And the build to Money in the Bank, he really seemed like it was like, because in wrestling, you're either a face or you're a heel. But in that build to Money in the Bank, he was like a tweener. He was like both. He was doing good things and he was doing bad things. It was like a perfect balance. But Punk only stayed that way for like 2.5 months. Then after Del Rio cashed in on him at SummerSlam, like
he turned
like Punk was still cool, but like it was never the same. He never had like that same edge that he did. Becky, I have like the same vibe because like when Nia punched her and she had the bloody nose and she was doing like the whole I'm the man thing and like she just kind of gave off like this like badass type of vibe. But then somewhere along the way, like WWE just went too far with it, and it just got really cringe, and it wasn't cool
Watch
anymore.
the pop she's going to get on Friday. Just pay close attention to that.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Well, I think Malik had mentioned earlier. I mean, in the story, Rhea is Rhea in the match? Is she
she's in the match. Yeah.
Well, yeah, for that reason, story-wise, it would probably make more sense for Beth to be the fifth person then. Though Becky's the bigger star, obviously.
Yeah, that's what
she would have been revealed on Monday if it was Beth.
I'd rather see Beth Phoenix because Beth Phoenix is a better wrestler. She's big, but she's a better wrestler. She was always better. She was a pretty good wrestler to me.
To me, one thing that WWE needs to figure out is they need to figure out exactly what the fuck Seth Rollins is supposed to be, because he's getting babyface responses, but he's still acting like a heel. Like I saw like the little jab at Cody.
Yeah, just like what Black Sauce said, he's a tweener. He is.
I feel like Seth Rollins recently is more like whoever's with him is with him. Whoever's not, he's just a heel towards them. Because like, yeah, he does have like heel tendencies and does that. But like, remember when he came out that 1 week on Raw and he's supposed to be a heel, but he's actually like praising the crowd for singing his song. So at the same time, he's only cool with his own fans. He's not cool with like just the fans in general, just his own fans though.
Like I'm loving Seth Rollins right now. I really am. And I really think he should be holding down Monday Night Raw all the way into WrestleMania. He should hold it down and really mold Raw in his image. Like, really go there with that.
He should hold it down until Cody comes back.
The architect and all that, too. Really make him the architect. Have him just make Raw to his madhouse and then put the U.S. belt on another fucking level.
So I hear they're doing Lashley and Brock again. They're going to do it at Mania. Is that the plan?
Yeah.
Of course you're going to do that. That's a money match.
That's a rumor.
You have to. You have to because
that's a money match.
Lashley dominated the last match, and the only way Brock Lesnar won was on a fluke. So that's something that you don't really see Lesnar do often is win on a fluke, especially when he was dominated by Bobby Lashley. So it made sense for them to go back to this match again.
And the last match wasn't bad. The last match,
put that match in the cell. It's about time you put it in the cell. It seems
like you put it in the cell or make it no holds barred.
Here's the other thing though, like, because here's the other thing, like, I like what I like. I don't like what I don't like. And there are things that I do like in AEW. Yeah, I may bash AEW as late because yes, I don't give a fuck. If I don't like certain things, I don't like them. But I'm gonna say this: the things that I am liking about AEW is I watched that match between Ricky Starks and this dude, the Machine, my guy, Brian Cage. That was actually not a bad match. Should have been on the fucking pay-per-view. Why not? The pay-per-view was like what, 10 hours?
That should have let off the
that
show.
would have just made the show longer. So
oh God, even longer.
That should have let off the show. There's no fucking way you're putting a cage match first.
You could.
Why?
The thing is, when it comes to booking shows, you have to put sometimes the best match first. The best match either goes first or last because you want the people to get invested immediately into your event and not look at the first match and say, "Well, what a shit show! I can't wait to see the rest of this shit."
That's the TNA special.
Yeah, because they started off. They just started off with the cage match, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, started off with the cage match.
That is a little weird. Like, who starts off with pay-per-view with a cage match?
A lot of pay-per-views have done that. I remember SummerSlam 97 started with cage. Remember? It was Mankind and Triple H. That was a great match.
It's fine. You're supposed to put like your either one specialty match or one match you have booked to be great first.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like Brock Lesnar versus Bobby. You would think that would be later on in the event, but no, that goes on first because you want one of your top marquee matches to go first so people get invested, and then you want everything else to be paced out.
Brock has that written in his contract. His match is going to be first or it's going to be last.
Especially,
I think that's funny.
Especially when he said, what's it, Saudi Arabia?
Yeah, and the reason he has it that way is because when his match is over, he gets on his jet and he goes home. So,
yeah, but the reason why is
let me get the fuck out of here.
That's not the only reason, though. The other reason is that's smart booking. He doesn't want to get booked.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I feel him. Like, I don't want to stay there no longer than I have to. I came through. I worked. Get me the fuck up out of here. My fucking
everybody fights for that.
My time clock is on the jet.
I think Roman has the same contract, but he's only gone first once. I think that was his Rumble match with Seth last year or earlier this year. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the only time he ever went first.
They put that in the contract because that's what they want. Because everybody else wants the same thing. They all want to go either first or last. But like, if you are a top guy, you're gonna want that in your contract. Like, if I ain't the champion, then I'm going first up there to tear the house down.
And plus, that's
so does Brock lead off Mania?
So, you know, he always gonna have purse.
So does Brock lead off Mania Sunday?
Is what?
Brock? No, he's not in War Games.
No,
wait, I thought the pay-per-view was Saturday.
Yeah, it's on Saturday.
It is. It's on
like
Saturday.
I'm talking about the 2-night WrestleMania. Does Brock lead off that Sunday?
Oh,
it depends on which show.
Not laid out yet.
We have to see what the card is first, but I imagine it's probably opening one of the nights. I imagine probably the second.
If they don't have like anybody for the first night to have a big show, then he'll probably be on the first night. But if they have another match before, by the time Mania comes around, they'll put that and put Lesnar in the second show. It all depends on what's going to happen between now and Mania and what other matches there are.
Because like my guess is that Roman's going to wrestle twice.
Because that's what they did with Undertaker. Undertaker had the main event, but he was the main event of the first night. And
the only way because go ahead, Snuts. Like this dude, I saw and Toph gave me an idea. Go ahead, Snuts. Continue on. I'm gonna go after you.
No, I was gonna say because Undertaker went first because they had a lot of big matches for the second night, and they had the Bray Wyatt and Cena match the second night. So they had Undertaker go first because he was gonna, get the first night through because the first night was good, but I think the second night was a bit better than the first night. So putting Undertaker in the first night made that night more special than, it would have been.
What the fuck?
Undertaker's final match.
Yeah.
Yo. Yo.
Yeah.
What's up?
What did you say again?
No, you can go ahead. I already he heard. Yeah, he heard me. I was just saying, like, the reason why Undertaker went first on that 2-night thing was because they wanted to have something special for the first night, because the second night was gonna be already like it was already a packed night for the second one. All their best matches were probably gonna be on the second night, so they had Undertaker versus AJ Styles go first on the first night, and then had Cena and Bray Wyatt go on the second night because they had other championship matches. I think I forgot who was the champion at the time.
Wasn't that same WrestleMania with this dude Roman Reigns had that triple threat with Daniel Bryan and Edge?
No, that was a different.
Yeah, I think no.
He's talking about the COVID. No, he's talking about the COVID Mania. That was the one in the warehouse. That was the next year, the following year.
The following year, yeah. Okay.
I wanna spread some positive vibes. Something I wanna make it a new segment we can do every week. Just say something positive about wrestling industry or business, whatever. So I got some positive news for WWE and AEW. Positive news for both. So the first positive news for WWE is that for WrestleMania next year, because it is 2 nights as we are talking now. As of right now, they already have over 100,000 tickets sold. Not for like one night, but collectively both nights. Night 1, night 2.
Damn, nice.
Right. So they already have over 100,000 sold without even a match being, confirmed, which is proof that, the show itself is the draw, not a person. But it's just always nice to see something being sold well. And as far as AEW is concerned, and a lot of this is probably like the biggest detractor against people that think, AEW is dead because Punk is gone. Some positive news for AEW. To those who don't know, Full Gear had $1 million gate, and that says a lot without CM Punk, because they got their first $1 million gate when Punk was there.
Yeah, when Punk was that was all out. That was all out.
Right.
Shit.
So then after the shit happened at the media scrum, and it became apparent that Punk was gone, everybody was AEW lost their biggest star. They're not going to get $1 million gate. Blah blah blah. Nope, they had $1 million gate without Punk. So that says a lot as well.
Yeah, it's a wrap.
Big ups to WWE and big ups to AEW for putting some butts in seats, as Shivani would say.
And here's the thing too, like I'm glad you brought that up, because somebody else said that, basically saying like I'm racist towards the Japanese wrestlers and all that, because people don't understand humor. It's all humor. I'm not racist towards Japanese people. I actually love Japanese people. I love every fucking body. I'm not out here on that extra shit. You know what I mean? Their names sound funny, whatever. My name sound funny, whatever. It's not that serious. It's all in the form of entertainment. The reason why I make jokes like that, because these dudes are so fucking stupid to recognize what humor is I'm gonna explain it again. AEW wants to be a worldwide syndication. And this dude wants to just bring in people from Japan mainly that the rest of the world don't know anything about. Just randomly just put them out there. Only people that don't know about this particular Japanese wrestler is if they're a hardcore wrestling fan. That's it. Now, if this dude, Tony Khan, was to have a video package or anything leading towards this particular wrestler's return, then him showing up will be perceived way much better.
Kind of like what Scott Hall used to do in Carlito when they were debuting.
So y'all motherfuckers with that bullshit about Sandman's racist and the fuck out of here, B. It's just jokes. That's, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't only make fun of Japanese people names. I make fun of everything. I think that's fucking funny.
Like it was.
If it's funny, laugh.
To be perfectly honest,
like it's not. It's all. It's all in the form of entertainment. That's all. Just entertainment. Just cracking jokes. Barbershop talk. Like damn, we tired of motherfuckers. Like you can't say this. You can't say that. You this. Oh, you can't be like that. Oh, you have to be a
what the
gangster
fuck I want to say.
Black. You can't like this. You can't like that. You can't hang out with this person. You can't hang out with that person. How dare you like this? How dare you like that? The fuck?
I'd be like, yo, you pay me? Then shut the fuck up.
I've said it for a while now, bro. I've said it for a while now, bro. I got into an argument with a friend of mine about a year ago, and we was talking about wrestlers that were popular, 15, 20 years ago, and like if they came out today, would they be over? And I said that John Cena wouldn't make it today, and he's like a huge Cena fan. He was like, get the fuck out of here. And he was like, Cena would totally make it. And I said, no, he wouldn't. He was like,
I think so too. No, I'm not gonna lie. I think Cena would make it. Because Cena
would make it, but he wouldn't get away with as much as he did.
Right. What I'm saying is the Doctor of Thugonomics, that was his big break. The Doctor of Thugonomics was his big break. And the things that Thugonomics Cena said in 2003.
Well, hold on, so Malik said he's about to call it a night, y'all. He just said peace. He called it a night. Wanted to say y'all peace out.
I'll tell Alexa Bliss that you said good night.
Go ahead, Joe.
Yeah, I was just saying that the types of stuff that Cena rapped about in 2003, 2004, like you would get canceled today. I mean, just look at all the dumb shit the Acclaim has to deal with. You know what I'm saying?
Most of it wouldn't fly.
The world is more sensitive today. So I was just saying that to piggyback off your jokes.
You can't call nobody a retard no more. That's just stupid.
Word. That's why I just call him a mongoloid.
Like, remember that movie Anchorman? Yo, in the movie Anchorman, Steve, whatever his name, Steve Carell, his character calls himself a retard.
What's his name? This dude, what's the fuck that dude name is again?
Will Ferrell.
Will Ferrell.
Yeah, Steve Carell's character calls himself a retard in the beginning part of the first movie, and I'm like, he couldn't, like, how did nobody cancel him? But then again, I thought, like, damn, fucking Anchorman came out a while back.
Yo, here go this dude. Look at this dude. This dude, he just loved the attention. There you go. You got some attention there, buddy. You want some attention?
I think I talked about this with
you see this dude? Don't become food. Yeah. This dude is fucking
he gets no bitches. He has no life. He follows me and he's dedicated.
Don't want to show his face. Don't want to hit no panels. Nothing like that. Yo, my dude.
Well, that's because he gets no bitches.
Go get some fucking pussy.
He don't.
I think I talked about this with Sandman privately about a couple of months ago. When I was younger, I was like super into like, competitive fighting games like, Street Fighter, Smash Brothers, Marvel vs. Capcom, stuff like that. Right. Like back in the day, like if you were playing a game competitively and you're just getting your ass kicked, back then it was common to just be like, yo, bro, man, you getting raped, man. Oh, he raped the fuck out of you, bro. Like not literally. But
what?
That's what people said back then. Like, oh, man, you got raped. It's been like that for a while.
I still say, damn, you got raped. I be saying that.
I never heard no shit like that before, ever.
Right. Well, anyway,
I never heard that either.
In modern day esports, you can't say that now. So like, I was watching this. I think it was like a Street Fighter 5 stream about like 2-3 months ago, and this dude was just getting washed.
Street Fighter 6. I can't wait for Street Fighter 6, motherfucker.
It looks good. I was watching like the Street Fighter stream, like this one dude just getting his ass kicked, and the commentator was like, "Oh, he's getting wrecked," and I was like, "Huh, that's new." I've heard like you're getting wrecked. I've heard, oh, he got washed. I hear that. Oh man, he washed you, bro.
Yeah, so, washed him up. Yeah, washed that dude up.
Yeah, I heard that.
You ever heard he got raped?
No.
I bet you want to do that to Undertaker.
Yeah, I've heard that all the time. I'm with Snuggles. I used to hear that all the time. Now
I never heard no shit like that. Never.
I heard it all the time.
I hear it all the time.
It was used to Smash Bros. all the time.
Just when you see you want to rape somebody, what the fuck are you talking about?
It's a video game. You're not really raping them. Well, typically you are, but it's not really like that. It's not like that, you know.
Now,
you should always say that. Always say I want to rape somebody. Like this would get demonetized like a motherfucker.
He said that he wanted to rape Sasha Banks. I've never heard a guy in my life ever.
Okay, that's taking it too far. That's taking it too far. But when I be saying it on Call of Duty, it's totally normal. Okay, it's totally normal.
Saying that is never normal. And you better watch out because you know that dude's probably clipping what you saying. This dude, Carlton Stanton, he probably clipping all this shit.
That's like, fine.
They talking about rape. He talking about raping people on the Sandman channel on the Council Roundtable.
Bitch That's okay because that gives me the opportunity to tell people that Carlton Stanton gets no bitches, and then he probably gets raped on Call of Duty. Come on, I say it all the time. I probably have a stream on my channel that you can probably find where I'm saying it as of like probably last week.
And I have a feeling these social justice people are going to be on your ass.
Let them
in about a week or so.
Before we get up out of here, I want to talk about a couple of other things. MLWB, I see, they put some new episodes on the YouTube channel. I love MLW, and I also wanted to mention how they booking this dude Enzo. Like they got this dude Enzo looking like a legitimate threat.
Jacob Batu should get signed to a major organization soon.
Yeah, I'll give him like next year, but I think he should stay there for right now.
He got a raw deal because it was something he did a couple of years ago, but he's cleaned his act up. Moose also had something similar. To me, like if I was a promoter, it's not about what you did. It's more about like, have you been clean for X amount of years? If you've been clean for like 5-6 years, then it's like, go ahead and sign him,
Moose.
Can't say that about Joey Ryan, though. Joey Ryan's officially fucked.
Joey.
I like Raw was good yesterday, man. I liked Raw.
The crowd sucked. The Raw was okay. It was okay, but the crowd was terrible.
Yeah, we talked about that, man. They got opposite issues. That's the thing that Triple H is, that energy. That energy that WWE crowds, not pay-per-view crowds, but just crowds from Raw and SmackDown, like those crazy crowds, those crowds have been gone for a while now.
But that's why AEW is always going to Chicago, because that crowd is always hot for them. But if you notice when MJF came out that other week when he went to go save Moxley, nobody popped for MJF. It was like cricket. I felt bad. I was like,
yeah, that was a real crowd. I appreciate TK trying to go to like a different area. I think they were like somewhere in Connecticut or something. Like Connecticut traditionally, no offense to any Connecticut residents, but Connecticut traditionally.
Why you always say that shit? Damn, just talk. Oh well, no, I'm just being. I don't want to offense. I don't want to do it.
No, man, I mean, you don't really
because even if you say no offense, they still gonna figure out a way to like. Oh, I don't like how.
Oh no,
just accept that.
Charles Barkley. Look at Charles Barkley. He tried to talk shit about San Antonio, and then he got shit from all the fat women out there. So.
Yeah, but I get it though. I respect the fact that TK was trying to expand and go to a different place, but Connecticut traditionally is just not a really good wrestling crowd for any company. Really.
I cannot wait till tomorrow night
because they're in Chicago.
A spectacular shit show.
I'm gonna watch it while I prep for the Turkey Day. I'm about to do that tomorrow. Can't wait. Yeah,
I gotta work Turkey Day.
Make a little.
Since you brought up turkeys, big ups to those Thanksgiving impacts from back in the day. I used to love those shows.
Oh man!
Oh, those were funny.
Yeah. I never liked any themed wrestling show. Anything any Thanksgiving themed wrestling show. Excuse me. Never liked them.
Hold on.
What about Halloween? Thanksgiving, Christmas. I hate all those themed wrestling shows.
What about when they had the Divas match and it was Thanksgiving and it was in a pool of mud, whatever that thing was, and they had it was great. That was dope.
Not that much of a horn dog.
That was the one where I forgot who it was. Was it Trish or was it Tori that got thrown off the stage into the pool?
It was great.
That shit was like. I forgot who it was, but they went chest first, and there was no padding underneath the pool. And I was like, damn, that shit had to hurt. I don't care how much mud was in that pool.
Jeez.
Yeah, they did it back then. Look it up. Look at the mud. The mud. It was between I
That
forgot
doesn't
what
sound
two
funny
Divas.
at all.
The
It was gravy.
mud was mixed with blood.
Oh, it was gravy. Yeah, it was gravy.
I gotta
yeah,
be honest with you, bro. I'm gonna sound like a dad, but I really can't go back and watch most of those segments. They're kind of cringe. they really are.
They were good. I'm not strong.
Yeah, that shit. I never understood them shits. Like that wasn't sexy to me. Like when he had those type of matches, a brawl and pillow match and bikini.
Brawl
and
I think what it is that makes it awkward for me is not just like the fact that it hasn't aged well, but it's like all the shit about Vince and Johnny Ace, and just like the fact that Vince booked himself to make out with different chicks every week. It just makes it really uncomfortable and cringe to watch. You know what I mean?
I don't care. Vince can get away with it. This company.
That dude,
he was never okay with it. They got paid.
The King made everything funnier. Like all of the Rock's promos, the King made every single one of them.
I miss Jerry King Lawler being at the commentary booth with binoculars, just looking for puppies. I'm like, that was when life was simple.
And you know what the thing with Jerry King Lawler, right? Like with his commentary, yeah, we know he was a creep, but he wasn't disgusting with it. He was real clever and witty with his jokes.
He knew where to draw the line.
He was a pedophile.
What was different too about the girls from that era was that like the girls from that era were like sexy, but they were like sexy like in a classy kind of way. Like Marlena was kind of classy, Deborah was kind of classy, Sunny wasn't.
Yo, oh my god, oh my god.
Are you saying one of every like blonde is a slut?
Never you should drive me
read about Jerry the King
with those muscular legs and that napkin as a skirt.
He has a girlfriend. I don't think he's a pedophile.
No, read about Jerry the King's.
No,
the dude Jerry the King. Yeah, he was a weirdo. Yeah.
There's a lot of girls that look good now, but it's like the makeup designers don't do them any favors. Like if you can look at her like at her natural state, like I don't know if I call her Kana because that's how I discovered her, but you know I'll call her Asuka. If you can actually look at a picture.
Asuka's very pretty.
Yeah, like outside of the makeup, like she looks great. You know, and I've always thought this too. I've always thought that Sasha looks great with regular hair. Not blue hair, not red hair, just a regular natural black beauty. And it's like you've never seen that once in WWE, not one time. I would love for her, if she comes back to WWE, I would love for her to just come back like just with regular natural hair. Just one time, I swear.
Just make sure she don't look like Angela Bassett from Wakanda Forever. That shit was ridiculous.
Yo,
she was killing me.
Yeah, you stupid. But maybe she come back as Mercedes Moné, just all natural. To WWE.
That would make sense.
Mercedes Moné, like not all that.
She's gonna come back with a different name.
Oh yeah. Speaking of that, saying man, old girl, she's gonna be word is that she signed Cardona's wife, Chelsea. Yeah, Chelsea Green.
To do what? I don't see the appeal in her. Like if she's
the fact that she's coming in, that means Cardona's probably coming in. You were talking about,
and I think they should show up together. I think
they'll both be in the room.
Slowly but surely, like what you said, Toe, the Cardona family should be in the WWE.
I'll tell
you what.
He reinvented himself. He got himself in shape. You know, he can. You know, I respect him.
If I'm Triple H, I'm looking at my situation like this. Don't bring in nobody else if you're gonna fuck up their theme music. He's been fucking up everybody's fucking theme music for the past couple of weeks.
Yeah, they really. I don't know what's going on with CFOs. He's got to work on that.
Word.
Stop putting bullshit theme music.
It just sounds so generic.
People are mad about Rebel Heart.
They need to get either CFOs back, or he needs to find out where the fuck old boy is. The dude that did the themes for years that Vince fired.
Mia Yim was supposed to, she had a badass fucking theme song. They're gonna fuck that up and give her some bullshit. I'm like, oh my god, bro. Why they fucking change her name and then change her theme song? I don't care for Rebel Heart, because Rebel Heart was a trash song, and then they made it more garbage. And I said, well, it was really any fucking better.
The shit that's fine. To me, like the first.
Hold on. So you You ruining a genuine moment right here. Go ahead.
No, they didn't fucking ruin Mia Yim. They ruined Johnny Gargano, even though I never cared for Johnny Gargano's music. All right, they ruined a lot of people's music. Keith Lee, when he came up to the main roster, that's because he had an issue with I think it was Jim Johnson or whoever did his song. He couldn't get it over to the main roster. But Triple H just started doing this stuff that's not broken. Like
you might be yelling too loud. Hold on, you might be. I'm trying to make sure we get all of that. You may be yelling a little bit too loud to make you sound like a robot.
Oh shit. What about now?
A little better.
You're good. You're good.
I'm saying, like, he needs to stop messing up songs that aren't fucking broken. If it's working, if people are into it, if they're even singing your song. I'm surprised he hasn't changed Seth Rollins' theme song. You might as well, with all the fucking good shit you got rid of. You know, like, it's how you change all these people's theme songs and you still haven't changed Baron Corbin's theme song. You haven't given him something to work with. You give him a better theme song. You have him coming out with JBL. Why is he still coming out to Happy Corbin bullshit? If you're going to give him a new gimmick with JBL and he's going to be the wrestling god, he needs to have wrestling god music, not Happy Corbin music, because then it fucks up the whole point of him being with JBL in the first place. There's nothing really changed.
I really liked when she was in NXT. I really liked Shayna Baszler's theme. It was simple, like it fit her character. And when I heard that they changed her music, I had SmackDown on the background. You know how like you're not really paying attention, you're kind of watching but not really. And I heard this theme song and I didn't recognize it, so I wasn't paying attention. Then I kind of just turned around and I saw Shayna Baszler and I was like, wait, what? And I rewinded it and I heard her new music and I was like, what is this shit? This is lame.
And she had one of the song in NXT.
Yeah.
It
seems to me, I don't know. I don't know what's going on.
Suited her so, like, that was a perfect entrance music for Shayna Baszler.
I don't know what's going on. It seems like in WWE, unless you're like the absolute, like, just cream of the crop, like the absolute top bona fide main eventers like Roman, Seth, Lashley, Becky, Charlotte, it's like they're safe because they seem to be immune to the music changes, but it's like everybody else, like mid-carders, upper mid-carders, low-carders, tag teams, it's like everyone else is like they're just getting their shit changed for no reason.
Ricochet is another one. Ricochet had a dope theme song when he was doing his one and only. Now it's like, what is this bullshit? What am I hearing to this?
What are they doing? What are they doing with him? Period. Ricochet is
Triple H will bring back CFO.
Goodness.
And they got the money. That's the weird part because WWE has way enough. They have more than enough money to get some decent music, folks. So I just don't know what's going on there. That's something
Triple H will bring back CFOs because he's cool with them.
Just bring back Jim Johnson. I don't know how fucked up that relationship is between them. But somewhere, somebody's got a fucking pedigree something, and then
right,
get that shit to work.
You're right because
Vince's guy.
Music is a very important part of wrestling because, like, you know, any wrestler when you hear the first beat,
exactly,
crazy. And it's like most of the wrestlers in WWE, like their music is just unrecognizable because it all sounds like the same. So
I'm just holding on hope because they haven't fucked with Drew McIntyre yet.
They haven't missed out who?
They haven't fucked with Drew McIntyre yet. His theme music.
Oh, okay.
Then I can touch that.
Yeah, his theme song is way better than Broken Dreams. As long as they don't fuck with that, leave Drew McIntyre alone. Leave Seth Rollins alone. Leave well, they did kind of fuck with Bobby Lashley a little bit, but they only changed the beginning part of his song, but that's about it. But like, see, like when they do shit like with Rhea Ripley, Finn Balor. Well, yeah, that's another thing. But like Rhea Ripley, Finn Balor, their music, they got better with their music because all they did was take the original and just add a Judgment Day mix to it. That's about it.
About Rhea Ripley music,
I really liked when he was in NXT. I really liked Damian Priest's music. I liked the presentation.
Yeah,
they changed it. They changed
that. They fucked it. They fucked it with. Fuck it. They raped it. That's what they did. You want to use that word? Go ahead. They raped this shit. Right?
Right. Yeah, hopefully Triple H can work on
Nugs
that.
going
People have
in on WWE. Who would have knew?
Yeah,
See,
the Street
where's
Profits.
Nate at? Oh man, Nate
Profits
should be
music.
here for this, like, because you already know Nate. He always say you cape for WWE.
I'm their lawyer, but sometimes I gotta bring a defense that they can't fucking counter, because like at some point, you know, I'm like, all right, I done defended y'all enough. Y'all gotta hear me out. Because I've always had problems with WWE, but I don't go about the route that everybody else does, where they like go all like, oh my god, this is the worst shit ever. Like, I still think it's a great product. It's just they have a certain couple of issues, especially with Triple H taking over. Like, Vince didn't change the theme songs as much. The one thing we were mad about Vince was changing the names. You know, like Mustafa Ali to Ali. It's like, nah, he's Mustafa Ali.
See, that's where he fucked up. Damn, Snugs. That's where you fucked up. You did right. Vince is the main one that switched up that theme song. What the fuck are you talking about?
Well, he didn't switch up as much as Triple H.
Triple H didn't do much. Like, y'all motherfuckers gotta understand. Triple H he hasn't even been in for a whole year yet. I keep telling everybody, Triple H, he has a real long journey ahead of him.
That's true.
He's gonna have fuck ups. He's gonna have to basically try to cover Vince McMahon's mistakes, cover his own mistakes, all that stuff. And Vince McMahon was in charge of this shit for like over 60 years. So you can't expect Triple H to just be the Messiah and just make everything pop.
Yeah, to bat 1,000
in less than a year.
To bat 1,000, nobody bats 1,000.
Exactly.
That's true, but
he's gonna fuck up. Of course, he's gonna fuck up.
It's like Black Star said. No one bats 1,000, and like I've said numerous times on this show, no booker is perfect. Every booker makes mistakes. I appreciate the fact, even though I still think he's generic as hell, I appreciate the fact that they're trying to toughen up Austin Theory. I appreciate the fact that he at least went out there and tried to explain in story why he cashed in on Seth. So I appreciate the fact that they tried to do something, but like I said the other week, it was stupid, because realistically, even if Roman Reigns is in God mode, even if he does have the bloodline, he still has 7+ months to cash in. He has plenty of time left.
Yeah.
Plenty of time. So he had,
and then him just admitting defeat. Him just saying that, oh, you know, I'm never gonna win that belt anyway. Just him just doing that, you know, it isn't right. No. Especially as a heel, to just admit defeat, like, oh, I never was gonna win. You know, I never believed.
And the fact that he cashed in on an open challenge, meaning like the whole point of the cash in is to take advantage. But if Seth was having an open challenge, you didn't need to cash in. So, like, for instance, right, like, realistic, let's be realistic here. Like, we can be really different, because I always wanted this to happen. What if a Money in the Bank briefcase holder became the #1 contender organically, challenged the champion, but not as a cash in, just as a match, faces the champion in a competitive, like 15-20 match, loses, like Black Star said, after he loses, gets a chair, beats him down, then cashes in. Like, you could have did that. You could have had like Theory face Rollins. They have great chemistry. It could have been like a 20-minute match or something. Seth beats him, and then the way that Lashley came out and just killed everybody, like he killed Ali, he killed Theory, he killed Riddles. You could have did that. Then you could have had Theory cash in after losing. That would have made at least some sense, and they didn't even do that. It was just bad booking. And I just want people to just admit, like, if TK makes a mistake, say TK made a mistake. If Triple H made a mistake, then say Triple H made a mistake. And just some people don't want to do that because it doesn't fit their narrative. No booker is perfect. That's all I got.
I thought it was hilarious that when that whole thing went down, Seth Rollins the next week came out and he mentioned the whole Theory cashing in on the U.S. title, and the crowd chanted that was stupid. And Seth was like, "Well, Theory's gonna come out. He was going to come out later, so you'll have all the time in the world to tell how stupid that was. that was gold. That was gold. I love that.
Some people have great comedic timing. Sammy and Seth are probably the best at just making people laugh.
Yeah, it was a stupid move, man.
Talk about my dude Omos with his tremendous win. He beat a former NXT champion.
He's a lot
What's
better.
Going on?
Oh yeah, Gargano.
You damn right.
I was happy. I was like, "Fuck Gargano, man." Him and that
dude
fucking
Omos beat a former NXT champion. Why is everybody hating on this dude Omos like that? I just find it so funny. Nobody's not mentioning this. If it was somebody else, oh my God, he beat a former.
Was it a squash? Was it competitive?
It was competitive.
Nah.
And this
dude,
but
like Omos
Gargano busted his lip with chin music. Like this dude basically he knocked him down to his back. And you know how Gargano does those side kicks?
Yeah.
He caught one of the side kicks caught his lip, right in the bottom lip. But this dude got mad after that shit and chokeslammed into oblivion.
I'm not sure what Gargano, even with Triple H there, I'm not sure what his peak is. I don't know how high he can go, but I mean, he's there at least, so there's something.
Yeah, he's there.
If you put him in NXT, I think you have something there.
Nah, he's good where he's at, man. We need that nerd. You know that nerd guy that I won't say nerd, but stand-up type of guy. He's just
maybe him and Ciampa can like team again. Maybe they can go after the tag belts or something. I could see.
I'm with that.
DIY would.
I'm with you. Yeah, hell yeah.
DIY will be perfect.
But I think Ciampa's hurt though, right?
Yeah.
Ciampa's still hurt.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know, like how they might be prolonging the story.
Mm-hmm.
With him, Miz, and this dude Dexter Lumis until this dude Ciampa come back. That's what they might do.
He's probably going to be out till Money in the Bank.
And he's that hurt?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
And he still got fucked up knees too. Probably want to get surgery for that too. Yeah, man. Ciampa is like, look, Ciampa's up there.
I think 35.
I just found out
that Charlotte is 36.
Ciampa's like Joe. Yeah. He's like one of those guys where
Charlotte is 36.
When he finally got his big break, his body was just kind of torn down.
Hey man, shots going to my dude Samoa Joe, man. The fuck? Double champion, yo.
That was
I guess Tony Khan I guess Tony Khan has a thing with Samoans because somebody must have saved his life back in the day. Because he made Samoa Joe. Now Samoans all over the place are running the fucking show.
Man,
the Samoans have always been running it.
Samoa Joe deserves that. He deserves to be. You know what I mean? Because let's really be real. He should have been heavyweight champion at least once in WWE.
I would have loved to see him and Brock go at it. That was the one I wanted.
That was a money match.
Yeah, Brock loved it. It was Vince. Vince didn't like it. But Brock loved him.
But then again, like even then, Brock Lesnar would have probably ate him up because Samoa Joe was in his later years. It wasn't like Samoa Joe in TNA or something. Yeah,
that's why I said Joe and Ciampa are similar, like great wrestlers. But it's like when they finally got their big break, their body, was just worn down.
Yeah,
that's just how it is sometimes.
Well, let's I wonder, give this shit like 5 more years, 4 to 5 more years. When them AEW contracts, start to be up. When it comes to the motherfuckers that had signed to AEW 5 years ago, it's gonna be a shift.
You think Darby Allin's gonna come over?
Hell yeah, Darby Allin's gonna come to WWE.
I don't know.
He won't. That's gonna piss off a lot of fans because I don't think he's gonna.
Darby Allin is coming there. Darby Allin.
He won't. He's not stupid.
I don't know if Darby will go or not. I don't know.
He won't win anything in WWE. To be honest, he probably win a tag title.
Nah, B. I don't know.
They need to bring back the cruiserweight division if he comes back, or if he comes.
No, that's the reason why he didn't go.
In hell.
He didn't go to WWE because he's a very private guy, but he did an interview once where someone said, "Did WWE ever give him any offers?" And he said yes, and they asked him, "Why didn't you go?" And he said because he didn't want to be pigeonholed as a cruiserweight, which is what would have happened had he gone to WWE. That's why Neville left. You know, he was in 205 and he wanted to get out of 205.
But dude, no. Neville left because you already know what it was. At that time, it was a different atmosphere. Like there wasn't really like boosting cruiserweights to like mid-card level or even main event level. It's different now.
The problem with the cruiserweights in WWE was that it was so ass backwards because they had guys like Austin Aries and Neville as cruiserweights, but then you had Finn Balor, who was smaller than they were, and yet he was in the heavyweight division. It's like that didn't make any fucking sense.
It didn't.
It was dumb. And then some people tried to defend it. Some folks tried to defend it, and they tried to say, "Oh, Balor's too big," meaning like star power wise. People are saying, "Oh, Balor's too big to be a cruiserweight," and I say, if that's the case, that's even more of a reason why he should be a cruiserweight because he's such a big star. It would make people care, you know, because if Finn Balor became the cruiserweight champion back when it was a thing, more folks would be excited about it than say, and I say this respectfully, someone like say Cedric Alexander or Brian like Kendrick or whoever. Pardon?
Like isn't Finn like 220?
He is now, but at the time he was like, like when 205 was a thing, Finn was like 202, 201. He was barely 200 pounds. Yeah, he was smaller. It was stupid because I remember there was this one Raw where it was like, I think it was like it was Austin Aries against like one of those dudes. I forgot his name. It was Akira Tozawa, that's right. It was Aries against Tozawa. And then the next match was Baron Corbin versus Finn Balor. And I was like, what? It makes no sense. It makes no sense. It was dumb. But that's just how they were back then. But that's why Darby didn't go to WWE. Darby didn't want to get pigeonholed into a cruiserweight. You know, which makes sense because that's what would have happened back then. But, you know.
I don't think he would have had much success, though, either way. Because, like, even without the 205, I'm more looking at Darby Allin like, you're a smaller wrestler. I get it. That shouldn't matter because Rey Mysterios exist and all that stuff. But the thing about it is, a lot of people like the smaller wrestling when it comes to wrestling because they see a lot of the more acrobatic moves. They don't like them. They do like the tall giants going at it, but not on a bigger scale compared to the smaller wrestlers. So AEW is a perfect fit for Darby because he has other people around his size that he could actually like go over on and be able to be more successful.
I think that Darby has the same silent charisma that Jeff Hardy has. Those videos that he films, you know, those are like things he actually does. I could see that being successful under a WWE budget, but I agree with you. I think of all the WWE talents that are in AEW, the one of them that I could definitely say for certain is not going back to WWE, is definitely going to be in AEW, is Swerve Strickland. Swerve is great. And what a lot of folks don't know about Swerve was that Triple H slept on him. It was actually Stephanie who was a big advocate of Swerve and not Triple H. A lot of folks don't know that.
Really?
But I think, yeah. As a matter of fact,
that's news to me too.
It depends, though.
Yeah.
It depends if Hit Row wants Strickland back and Triple H decides to cave in and say, "Yeah, I'll bring him back." Then I think Strickland will make the.
Swerve told the story on Jericho's podcast, and if you actually go back and look at his reign as North American champion, he didn't do anything. He won the title, but like after he won it, he just disappeared off of TV. According to Swerve, what happened was Triple H.
He lost it back to
coached him. What happened with Swerve was he was on TV and they just weren't using him. Like he was a good wrestler. He was over. The fans were chanting Swerve's house with him. But like he never really had any character in NXT. He didn't really have any storylines. He was just there. He was drifting. Just like how people criticize AEW for like people like say, oh, okay, where's Brian Cage? Where's Ethan Page? Like he was in the same boat. So then he won the NXT championship. And according to Swerve, Triple H said, okay, we got these big plans for you. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do that. But then nothing came of it. And then Swerve would kind of like confront Triple H and be like, why aren't you using me? Why aren't you pushing me? And then Triple H didn't really give an answer, just whatever about it. And according to Swerve, it was Stephanie. Stephanie was the one that pushed for the hit row idea. And then she pitched it to Triple H. And then Triple H liked the idea. And he was like, okay, let's do it. So it was actually Stephanie. She was the one that saw Swerve as the star. And Triple H was just kind of like, he just didn't see it. So then they became hit row. And they started doing like their performances and stuff. And it got over.
But it started working.
Started working. And then they got called up to the main roster, and then because of the shit that happened with Top Dollar, they just got fired because of what happened, and that was it. So then AEW came calling.
Anthony Davis and DeAndre Ayton are scrapping.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Where? What happened?
It's on TNT.
Okay.
It's like Patrick Beverly's into it too.
I feel like if FTR was used the way how they were used in AEW and WWE, they would make more of a fit than they did when they were in AEW. Because like there was a moment where like when they became Ring of Honor.
Hold on, Snug. It's like AD's who AD fighting, yo?
DeAndre Ayton.
Antonio Brown?
25 on Phoenix. 22 on Phoenix.
I see it.
Breaking news! Breaking news!
They kept the replay on right now. Let's see.
What are you talking about?
It was Beverly that did it.
Oh. It got him right in the eye.
Oh!
Wait, what happened?
It was Beverly, not AD.
He bumped up to him. He bumped up.
I can't. I didn't hear you. What?
It was Patrick Beverly, not AD. Look,
Patrick
right
Beverly going at. Are there Patrick Beverly and Anthony Davis fighting?
No,
wait, is
Beverly
LeBron still in the
DeAndre
Lakers?
Ayton,
Is LeBron still there, guys?
I don't know what was said.
Today.
Oh, okay.
You can't hear us?
No, because every time he tries to say it's what I'm asking, someone else talks.
Oh, sorry.
It was Pat Bev and DeAndre Ayton, 22 on Phoenix.
Lakers and Suns.
And here comes Westbrook. AD starts talking shit. Beverly comes in, kind of checks him. And yeah,
I wish I could show this shit, man.
They're showing it right now.
Wait, so there was a fight
No,
between DeAndre
I wish I could show this shit. I wish I could show it, right now as we all live, but
you could do it on TikTok, but not here.
Yeah, TikTok does have more freedom.
Wait, so DeAndre Ayton and Russell Westbrook were fighting?
Mm-hmm.
No, it was Ayton and Beverly. AD
they and Beverly
kind of defended Beverly, and then Westbrook came in.
I forget Patrick Beverly is on the Lakers?
Yeah.
I forgot because he was on the Clippers for a minute, and I was like, "Shit, I forgot."
Man, big ups though. You want to have someone looking at your back on the court. So,
where's Charles Oakley?
Looks like Beverly's about to get ejected.
Where's the enforcer?
But yeah, before that happened, back to the point. Yeah, so Triple H, he just didn't really see what it was with Swerve, and Swerve's great. You know, another person that Triple H just dropped the ball on completely, because this goes back to what we were talking about. No book is perfect. I know Sandman is more familiar with her. I don't know if you guys are, but Deonna Purrazzo in Impact, the Virtuosa, she's great. And Triple H did fuck all with her in NXT. Like,
yeah, I heard of her. I never really watched her like that, but I heard of her a lot.
Yeah, she's really good, and they just did nothing with her. So it happens.
Yeah, she was awesome. She's awesome at Impact or in Impact.
I mean, but then again, like, there's always missed opportunities in wrestling. Like, just because Triple H doesn't find something interesting, or Vince McMahon or Tony Khan doesn't find something interesting in you, it doesn't mean that they're completely shit human beings or don't have a good judge of character or talent. because there's a lot of movies that were made that didn't get the actor that they wanted. That you were sitting there probably thinking like,
you're right, yeah.
You know, like this actor would have been perfect for this role. Or like when you think about Jack Reacher, you know, the movie with Tom Cruise, The Rock was supposed to play Jack Reacher, and they chose Tom Cruise. So just imagine if we had The Rock as Jack Reacher.
Like, yo, you didn't make it in the WWE. You suck. You whack. You deserve to die.
Did y'all know that Will Smith was supposed to be Neo?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. They chose Keanu Reeves. Smart decision.
Yeah.
Smart decision. Yeah, that was a real thing.
Yeah. Will Smith was going to be Neo, and old boy was going to be Morpheus, the dude from Batman Forever. Val Kilmer was going to be Morpheus.
Yeah.
Kobe was supposed to be Jesus Shuttlesworth.
Crazy, right?
I didn't know Val Kilmer as Morpheus. That would have been fucking hilarious.
I never heard that one. Yeah, Val Kilmer would be Morpheus. I never heard that before.
Yeah. It's actually on Will Smith's YouTube channel. Put in Will Smith Matrix, and it's like a 4-minute video where he explains what happened. And the way that Will Smith says it, the people in charge of the Matrix, they just
y'all so lucky I can't fucking place it on there. I wish I could. You know what? There's other content creators that'll get away with that without their channel getting in trouble. That's some bullshit. It really is some bullshit. I don't know what these fucking dudes be doing, but I could just have an image of somebody. Oh, copyright image. But your channel's in danger of being shut down. Like, what fuck? Motherfuckers be having whole brother scenes on their channel from a movie.
The other day I posted a video on TikTok of a movie I just saw called The Menu, and TikTok took down one of my videos and then had the nerve to send me suicidal hot links to see if I was okay, because in the fucking scene of the movie, dude offed himself. And I'm getting suicidal fucking links, and I'm like, I'm not the one who committed suicide. He did. The fucking dude in the movie.
Whoa,
bro. They were like, "Are you having mental?"
I just can't. Excuse me. I'm slam dancing Sun Chips right now.
I love Sun Chips. Sun Chips are good.
Hell yeah! I got the Harvest cheddar.
Oh yeah, those are good. I like the French onion ones too.
Anyway, I'm about to call it a night. Matter of fact, I still got a little cleaning to do for Thanksgiving, and I gotta start prepping and shit.
Mac and cheese, yams, yeah.
No, I don't want no damn yams.
Yeah,
I'm not a big fan of yams.
I like other yams.
Like, especially motherfuckers put marshmallows and all that. I haven't had a marshmallow since I was 10 years old. I'm good.
I saw somebody dip their donut inside of honey mustard. I thought that was disgusting.
I bet you did.
I saw somebody even dip. They dipped the Snickers in ranch. I was like, shut the fuck up.
You wanna dip your Snickers in Bum the Taker's ranch?
Why have to be the other Taker? Well, I never even mentioned him.
Bong.
Nah, but all jokes aside, damn man, it just sucks that I have to work for Survivor Series, man.
Oh no, I'm gonna tell my boss I'm not coming in. I mean, I had that kind of seniority anyway, but still, I don't want to work Saturday.
I ain't calling.
You think they're gonna bring back the? You think they're gonna bring the Goobly Goblin? The Goobly Goblin.
The Goobly Goggles should be Mustafa Ali.
If you're gonna do that.
Yo, by the way, before we go, that whole thing between actually Seth and that was the funniest thing. That gave me Kane and better.
You breaking up. You breaking up.
You breaking up.
Yo, how about now?
A little better.
How about now? So back in the day, man, Kane and Zack Ryder had a feud with John Cena, and it was like a triple feud, whatever. And somehow Eve Torres was in the middle of all that. And I remember there was a match between Cena and Kane, and it went backstage because there was no disqualification. And randomly, behind a closed door, Zack Ryder was just minding his own business, sitting in a wheelchair, and Kane just opens the door looking for Cena, and he sees Zack Ryder. Instead of just leaving Zack Ryder alone, he decides to just say, you know what, Cena's not here, I'm just going to beat your ass. He beat the hell out of him. That's what Bobby Lashley did with Mustafa Ali yesterday. Mustafa Ali just minding his own business, trying to recover from the fight, and then he sees Bobby Lashley, and Bobby Lashley's fuck, I'm kicking your ass too. No reason.
Right.
I have to. He's gonna have to just, get his release, go elsewhere, bid up his resume, and come back. That's what it would have to take.
I thought it was funny how he went from trying to collect employment to trying to collect compensation. Like, he's been getting his ass kicked lately by Lashley. So I'm like, are you trying to collect workers' comp at this point? Because you can't get released.
He was supposed to be doing something with Seth, but they dropped it, because the fans don't care about him.
He changed his whole look now. Now he looks like a boxer. I'm like, well, what are you now?
I don't know what the fuck they're doing with this Mustafa Ali. What are they doing to do?
They're just throwing shit at the wall, seeing what sticks. But
just release him.
It's just one of those things, man. It's really hard to break that barrier when you get to a point where fans just don't care. Nothing you do is going to make fans care. It's like that I call it the Dolph Ziggler level, because Ziggler's at that point too. When you get to that point in WWE, the only thing you can do is just get released. Well, go elsewhere, reinvent yourself, and come back stronger. That's what Lashley did. That's what Drew McIntyre did, and many others have done.
Cesaro. Because I was leaning more towards Ali being more toward like Cesaro, because Cesaro and Ali, they both can wrestle, they both can they can kill it in the ring, but when it comes to charisma and gimmick work, it's just not there. It's not over, and so there's nothing that Claudio that matters. Like fuck, dude, what
you breaking up like crazy, Snug. I'm not gonna hold you. Anyway, don't worry about it. Look, because we went way over time. I'm about to shut it down. You guys have a great Thanksgiving. Enjoy your holidays. And I'm going to let y'all know when we're going to link up again on the Roundtable. You dig?
Yep.
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Peace out, motherfucker.
Cannoli.